from well over 30 feet straight away after the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner. Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available. And Fox, in his return to action, gets a game-winning, buzzer-beating three.
Fox finished the game with 37 points on 58% shooting and went 7 of 7 from the free throw line. The Kings are back in action tonight in San Francisco when they take on the Warriors. Game night starts at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Sacramento's own Dusty Baker has been a major league manager for 25 seasons, and this past Saturday found something he'd been missing his whole career.
Long run for Tucker, over toward the line, and foul territory. Makes the catch, and the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions. For the second time in 6 years, the Astros are baseball's best. They beat the Phillies tonight by a final of 4-1 and win the World Series 4-2.
It's the Astros' second World Series title in 6 seasons, coming off of their controversial 2017 victory against the Dodgers. Things continue to spiral out for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Trevor takes an knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ballgame. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Despite the loss, wide receiver Devontae Adams had a breakout game, catching 10 receptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Coming up on today's show, Sactown Sports Kings beat writer Frankie Cartoscelli joins us at 7:43, and the Athletics 49ers beat writer Matt Barrows joins us at 8 a.m. Both of those guests coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Lies, I tell you. It's not the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. We should have an alternate. It's the Carmichael Dave Show, Jay Mars.
We should have like 7 different alternates for the different combinations we can come up with, like the Jason Ross Show.
Right.
Formerly with Carmichael Dave and Jay Mars featuring Simone. I was going to try to do a Jay Ross impression. I can't.
No, I don't think anything. Good morning. That's all I can do.
Good job.
Good morning. And good morning. Look at the chat filling up. Kevin and John. Brickhouse. I don't like it when I have to use somebody's name, like Brickhouse Industries, who I recognize as a wonderful individual. But
is that a real place? Have you looked it up? Have you goggled it?
We should find out. I'm gonna put this up there. Yeah, Brickhouse Industries, right there on Sactown Sports' YouTube page. Paul is always up there. I had
how did Paul introduce himself this morning? Did he say sup?
Yes, he said sup. He did. I actually was going through a Facebook memory from like years ago, and Paul was in the comments. Like, I remember what it was about.
Paul was in the comments, though.
Earl and Pedro and Chewy, who's Robert. Russell.
Earl, Pedro, and Chewy sounds like a fun band.
Earl, Pedro, and Chewy was an amazing 70s rock band. Speaking of 70s and rock bands, good morning, everybody. Good morning. And Tim, good morning. Tim even says, I'm here. I don't know why. I always read Tim's comments as like Eeyore. Even though he calls me Eeyore, he's all, I'm here too.
Go Kings.
We're a big, sloppy, dysfunctional family. Good morning. I'm alive. I say that not just because, it's obvious because I'm talking to you. I'm alive because...
Also, dysfunction breeds function.
Yeah, dysfunction junction. What's your something's function?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that.
Got back from Portland late last night, and oh boy, the takeoff wasn't great. It was so... My wife's actually a really good flyer. This is the first time we've flown a bunch of places. Yes, as a matter of fact, she's glad. And hey, good morning, Derek. And she actually put her arm. It was kind of cute. She was sitting. It was a full flight, and we had some 7-footer sitting on the outside row. I was on the window. My wife's in the middle. And Texley Beast checking in. I'm sorry, 916.
You said you were flying out of Portland, right?
Flying out of Portland.
Was it Nurkic?
It was not, but about the same size. 916-339-1140. If you want to text us. Good morning, Texty Beasts. So anyways, it was super cute. She got so scared at one point, and this first time this ever happened with her. She put her arm in between like my arm, like she was like grabbing my left arm. Yeah, like she was legit scared. And I'm weird in these situations. Like I'm not the greatest flyer. And the fact that you, to quote airplane, are hurtling through the air in a Tylenol going 400 miles an hour is crazy. Now to make myself, I know I've said this to you before, but from about 1998 to 2013, I didn't fly. I went 15 years of my life. I would not fly and missed out on a lot of things because I would not fly. It was like John Madden, like straight up would not fly at all. As a matter of fact, a minor motivator for the RV trip was the fact that I would not fly. Because originally it was, let's raise money and fly to these places and do demonstrations and stuff and go around and just do a few at a time.
It would have been a lot easier doing it.
It would have been a hell of a lot easier. But I wouldn't do that. I wasn't going to fly. So that turned into the RV. That's actually one of the reasons why it was an RV trip. And which, by the way, better that it was an RV trip, I think, in retrospect, than a just taking Southwest to a bunch of different.
Well, it's better for video quality. That's for sure.
Much better. The documentary.
Could you imagine just a bunch of video of you on a plane? The documentary would have been a whole different thing at that point.
Yeah, it would have been a completely different thing. But then I was given the opportunity after the team stayed to go to China with them. And that was the opportunity of a lifetime. And I had to figure it out. And boy, what a great way to break a fear of flying than with a 20-hour flight to China.
Yeah, right? Not the little quick flight to LA.
No. And the problem for me was because I really have suffered most of my life and have beaten mostly a severe form of anxiety. It's when the doors close and you can kind of feel your ears tighten and the pressure, and now you can't get off. You can't get off the flight. I understand the mathematics. I understand that flying is incredibly safer than driving. I get it. I admit the logic. There's no admit. It's logic. But that still, when you're driving, you can stop and pull over whenever you want, and you don't, unless you drive off a cliff, you're not dropping a bunch of feet. So I immersed myself in aviation as best I could, videos and reading and understanding what turbulence is, understanding that it's the equivalent basically of going over a dirt road when you're driving, understanding that even the severe, like turbulence, basically, I won't say it's impossible. It's next to impossible for turbulence to crash a commercial plane. Like right. it might injure people from hitting their heads on the ceiling or whatever. It's not going to, plane's not going to get ripped apart. Yeah, exactly. I learned about how if all the engines went out at once, plane can still glide generally around 90 miles, depending on how high and how fast the plane's going. Like they're made for wings aren't going to snap off. Wings are not supposed to snap.
I'm not feeling good about this conversation.
But it doesn't mean even if and then there's little things like I always bring a water or some sort of liquid on board that I will purchase beforehand because you can't carry it through security.
Right.
And I will put it in, and I will put it somewhere where I can see the liquid, and I'll generally have it, partially drink. It's a real good trick to put the liquid on something flat. And then when you're going through turbulence, watch the liquid. And it's kind of a truth teller. Like you feel like you're being shaken around in a washing machine, but then you look at the liquid and it's like, I'm a little wavy, but it's cool.
How many YouTube videos did you watch before this China flight?
Hundreds. I took a course from actual pilots whose entire job was to explain to you how aviation works so that you can answer all the crazy questions you would have, statistics and science and all this stuff. So I could understand it. I learned, what chop is and maybe the dumbest yet most effective trick I learned over the years when it comes to turbulence is they suggest this. It's brilliant. If you happen to have headphones and you're listening to music, it works better, but even if you don't, it still works. But if you have headphones and music, turn on a song, a nice rock song or a rap song, something that's up and
sure,
just bounce around in your seat too. Like literally, just
So what is your bounce song of choice?
Well, I'll tell you right now.
Do you have a bounce playlist?
I have one right now for both because the landing wasn't great. Portland in and out actually sucked. I'm like head over heels for Tenacious D's The Who medley that they have out right now. It's the best thing they've ever done, and I love Tenacious D. It's amazing. If you haven't heard it, go on YouTube and watch it. They're brilliant. And so it really gets going. I'm pretty sure that's Dave Grohl on the drums, but I haven't looked, but I'm sure it is. And so I'm blasting, right behind you, I feel the music. And I'm doing this while there's like really bad turns.
You're like Kendall Roy in the backseat listening to the Beastie Boys, get yourself pumped.
Just kind of rocking around. And it helps. It really does help. Also, the 3 Bing things. You ever run around, you hear the bong? Or on Southwest, bong, bong. I think if you hear 3, that's not good. You hear 3 bings. Yeah, it's not great. You hear 1 or 2. You're fine. Also, if you're going through turbulence, you see people walking up and down the aisle. I always want to call them steward and stewardesses, flight attendants.
Why did they get away from that, by the way? What's the negative connotation to a stewardess?
I don't know. Maybe because steward person?
I
truly don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know the rules.
I just know that's like a thing. You don't call a flight attendant a stewardess.
No. Anyways, it's fine. It's kind of cute. Got here last night. Good to be back. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Zeebs. Good morning.
Chris is here, huh?
Yeah, Chris is here. Good morning, my favorite sports mid-market morning show.
Yeah, he likes to lean into that one a lot.
You know what?
He's really into it.
We're a mid-market morning show.
Hey, I hate the term mid-market because we're market 27, and I think there's like legitimately like
markets.
More than that actually in radio.
Yeah.
Television, I think, is 144. Right. Radio is over 200. And we're closer to a large market now. I look at like 1 through 10 as major, and then like 11 through 30 is large.
Can I say that I'm cool with the mid-market because I don't want to have to compete against large markets?
No, it's something to say I'm a large market guy. It makes you sound way cooler than you are.
As we, no commercial break here, everybody. We're going to go straight into leading off after I talk to you about my American Energy friends. But I do have a question for you, Jay. This is always good. We had our pre-show meeting, blah, blah, blah. The thing that I have in parentheses.
Yeah.
Are we doing anything on that today over the air?
I am going to leave that to host privilege. But as the producer, I am completely okay with it.
Okay, let me say this. I want to do a light tease.
Okay.
And I want you to grade it.
Okay.
We have a very big announcement we've been working on for about 7 weeks.
Feels like more.
It does. This announcement will be made on Tuesday.
I think Wednesday.
I thought Tuesday. Hold on. I thought Tuesday.
I feel like we should tease them more.
But I think we
should keep teasing the tease.
You think so?
Yeah.
Tomorrow or Wednesday, we'll make the announcement. And let me just say this, and this is not a bit. It's not a joke. We're adding a new member to the show.
Factual.
And I think if we took an approval poll, somebody you all know, dare I say, I'm calling my shot here. I think if you took a poll, I think this person would have 100% approval rating.
100% approval rating.
Do you think?
I don't disagree.
This is a temporary edition. It's not a new. They're not going on the name of the show.
Could I say anybody who listens to this show, if we told them, hey, they want to, get together for dinner and drinks with this person, got to hang out with them, like they would be ecstatic? I know I'd be.
No joke. I think people would actually enter. No, I guarantee you, people would enter a contest.
Yes, 100%.
And if the grand prize was to have dinner with this person, thousands would enter. Am I on my kids?
No,
I'm not overstating.
No hyperbole.
Probably the same thing with my friends in American Energy, though I'm not going to put my.
I bet this person uses American Energy.
I think you might be right, and if not, they should. Let's talk about my friends in American Energy. The holidays are coming up, and it's getting cooler and cooler and cooler and cooler. American Energy right now is a $49 tune-up special. I did this. I did this at my house, and you know what? It was fantastic. For reals, it really, really, really helped get my air conditioner going all through the summertime. It's nothing worse than being cold and your heater goes out, or being hot and your AC goes out. $49, 30-point tune-up today. American Energy has been serving the community since 1981. Book your tune-up today for only $49. 916-520-9990, or visit us at AmericanEnergyAir.com. I will answer 2 questions a day about this person. And the first one is, no, it's not Grant Napier. Or excuse me, it's not Walt Gray. Second one, it's not Jerry Reynolds. Okay?
Someone said Walt Gray. That's interesting. Shout out Walt.
Leading off
We
right
gotta
now.
have Walt on it.
We should have Walt. I love Walt. Leading off is right now.
Let's do it. It's time for Leading Off. Brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, where for over 60 years, their name means a great deal in Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com. Here's cut number 1.
Ready now for the second one. Wastes absolutely no time, and he hits them both. It's 123-121, 11.7 to go. Inbounds to Monk. He's squeezed in the corner, and the Kings turn it over. 2-hand flush thrown down by Chuma Okeke, and a ball that skipped off their hands on the inbounds. Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away. After the Kings had turned it over on a 2-man squeeze in the corner, Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available. And Fox, in his return to action, hits a game-winning, buzzer-beating 3. Your final score, 126-123. Oh, my goodness, what drama for both of these clubs.
I just want to say, because I'm such a nerd about play-by-play, and obviously I'm super biased towards Gary Jerome, can I just say from a science point of view, the gentleman is in his 70s-ish. He's not.
He's older than you and I.
Thank you. For him to be able to, at the end of a game, at the end of a road trip, go that loud and that high on a game-winning call and not have a single bit of phlegm, of voice crack, nothing. For him to be able to do that is honestly, it's Herculean. And my goodness, how I think I know I was watching at our little place we had up there. Thank God for YouTube TV, and I'm running around screaming. I did the post game.
I heard.
Thank you. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you watch it?
I listened. I was in the car, so I put on the YouTube thing. And
how was the audio quality? I was using a new microphone.
It wasn't that bad.
It was it wasn't that great though either, was it?
No.
It was better than the onboard
Yeah,
microphone.
very much.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks to all of you who joined, and I was in shock. Honestly, you'd want to do the post game after a shot like that, but it took me about 10 minutes of the post game to actually get out of my shock, because it just it doesn't happen. You guys remember Tyreek, and we could probably name off the buzzer beaters. Kevin Martin in the playoffs. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox a putback, but that wasn't a buzzer beater. I mean, it was just
Harrison Barnes as a pair.
Yeah. What was it? Cavaliers fall-away corner shot during COVID. Yes.
Then the Phoenix game last year. The buddy shot in Detroit.
Didn't Bibby have like 2 in a row? Wasn't it Memphis and the Clippers? Yeah.
It was Bielitsa against Houston. That was a buzzer beater, right?
Yes.
I guess
yes, it was.
Happened to the Kings.
Blanket, we deserved it. Yeah.
But not from the logo. He just shot it. He pulled up like it was just a 8-footer in the lane.
I would say this. Here's the balance. I want everyone to realize that the tightrope I'm going to try to walk today. It's a game winner. They won the game. It goes down as a win, and I want to be, and I'm going to be really positive about it. But they are a front of the rim, then going to overtime, losing away from like that one. What was the one? It was Celtics not that long ago. Remember Celtics? Marcus Smart went off the front of the rim and fell out. This was, I think, 2-3 years ago. God, Jason would know too. I think that was the game he was calling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcus Smart put the shot up.
He did.
It bounced around, I think, 46 times and finally fell off.
And we always talked about, you know what? An inch to the right, an inch to the left, and we're coming in here and we're angry. There was a lot wrong with this Orlando game.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to talk about in this Orlando game, and today we almost were coming in here going, Arr! And we're going to do a little, just like if they had lost, we would also do a little, but here were some positives. So there's no moral victories. There's no immoral losses.
Sure.
But there is room for conversation on both sides. I was not entirely pleased with this Magic game. I'm 100% pleased with the results. We'll talk about it quite a bit today. Frankie Cartoscelli is going to join us. What time is that? 7:44.
Got you.
You got it.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Got it, Frankie.
Speaking of Sacramento, number 2.
Cut number 2.
There goes the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job. The Houston Astros, world champions.
Well, there you go. I had fun with the whole banging the cans thing and, the cheating and all that, but I'm going to stop now because I don't want to diminish Dusty Baker's accomplishment. I don't want to do it. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for his family. He had a ring. He got a ring as a player. What, like 37 or something, like later on.
Yeah, but a little different than what he's gone through as a manager.
I think so. And he's really gone through it as a manager. And as a Giants fan.
Season 25, too.
As a Giants fan, I'm happy for him because he wasn't able to get one with us. Although.
You people.
Although he was really close. And had he not pulled Russ Ortiz with the lead against the Angels, they would have had one. But he pulled Russ.
Isn't it funny, though, all these years, 20 years later, actually, that now we are looking across at his counterpart in the Phillies dugout, Rob Thompson, like, dude, why'd you pull Zach Wheeler?
I know. Former Giant, by the way, Zach Wheeler.
Yeah. Giant legend.
Giant farm legend.
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler.
Like the whole 4 minutes he was there.
Good for him. And I'm going to choose to believe that there was no cheating because Dusty Baker is a moral human being and would never allow that. He would resign. He's been around too long. He's made enough money. He would never want to be a part of that and tarnish his name. So I'm going to say this was a clean World Series and congratulations. And I can't wait to see him with that ring or maybe without the ring. I don't know when he's going to get it, but he's going to be ringing the bell here at a Kings game, I would imagine, as soon as possible. All right, number 3.
Cut number 3.
Trevor takes an knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
I was traveling. The couple we were traveling with. He's a huge Raider fan.
Sorry for him.
Yeah, dude. And the Niners being off, so watch the whole Raider game. It was an early game. We talked about it on Friday. That loss the week before was so bad you think there might have been there's something wrong. This isn't just they lost. There's something actually really wrong going on in the organization. I don't know what it is. I can guess, but those guesses would be the same as you all have. There was some sort of a blowback with coaches. There's some sort of disconnect. This is not normal, dude. And Josh McDaniels has been a disaster he's been a disaster, and he got pantsed on national TV in the second half by the Jaguars coaching staff. If I'm a Raider fan, I'm saying to Mark Davis, we don't need to have patience. This guy's already shown before he can't coach. He's a coordinator. You got to get rid of him because they've made enough additions. This is a far better team than this.
Yeah.
I'm ticked for them.
Think about, we'll get into this later, so we got to go.
Yeah.
We can talk about
So don't think about anything?
No, don't think about anything except this. Think about all the drama around this team last year. They were a better team with all the drama, all the things that happened.
Why don't you think about this?
Okay.
After all the crap with the Kings' terrible start, they could be tied for second in the Pacific Division. We need to take a look at the Pacific Division where the Kings are, and they're fighting. They're playing a wounded Warriors team. Well, not you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they're not a wounded.
Bad reference.
We'll be right back right after.
Breaking news, the latest happenings with your favorite teams.
You ever wonder about what the heck all these kids are doing on computers all the time?
Stay up to date with all of it by following us on Instagram and Twitter.
Excuse me, gentlemen, a little update for you.
At Sactown 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, and the primetime football giveaway, it's back. They're giving away a total of $500 for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento with plenty of well-lit parking and some of the best food in a friendly environment. For more information on tournaments and gaming, please log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. As always, 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Why wait to save? Dell Technologies Black Friday event arrives early with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 48% off performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
It's Pro Time, which means at Lowe's, you're invited to enjoy a Lowe's Pro Happy Hour. Kick back with free Pepsi Cola drinks and Frito-Lay snacks. Plus, earn 3 times bonus points per $1 on purchases of select Pepsi products. Come into Lowe's and get the full MVP treatment at Pro Happy Hour on November 17th from 2 to 5 p.m. While supplies last. Bonus points offer valid 10/27 through 12/8. Calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. See Lowes.com/L/pro loyalty terms.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Carmichael Day for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at refinanceWithShelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about $80,000. You get $45,000 down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years, boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to refinanceWithShelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354.
I'm in the great outdoors doing a little Dodge watching with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge. Would you look at that? You know, those are some pretty high-powered binoculars you got there, Vince.
Yeah, I use them to spot all the Lasher license plates out there.
Well, there's bound to be a lot because, I mean, you are the big guy after all, and the big guy's known for making great deals on new Ram 1500 Bighorns and Longhorns, Tradesmen and Laramies, crew cabs and quad cabs, 4x4s and 4x2s.
I know. Hold on. I see another one.
Another what? Looked like it might have been a new Dodge Challenger.
I think so.
Or a new Dodge Charger. Elk Grove Dodge sells a ton of those, you know. And new Durangos, Chrysler Pacificas, Jeep Cherokees, and the new Grand Cherokee, Jeep Compass, Gladiators, and Wranglers, and the all-new Wagoneer. I've heard Elk Grove Dodge has great deals on those, too.
Oh, he's taking off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You lose him?
Oh, no. Just another happy customer migrating back to Elk Grove Dodge.
No surprise there, because for over 40 years, the name Lasher means a great deal.
Only at Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, and the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
De'Aaron Fox wished upon a star Saturday in Orlando and found a little bit of luck in the Magic Kingdom.
Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away after the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner. Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available. And Fox, in his return to action, hits a game-winning, buzzer-beating three.
Fox finished the game with 37 points on 58% shooting and went 7-7 from the free throw line. The Kings are back in action tonight in San Francisco when they take on the Warriors. Game night starts at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Sacramento's own Dusty Baker has been a major league manager for 25 seasons, and this past Saturday found something he'd been missing his whole career.
Long run for Tucker, over toward the line, and foul territory. Makes the catch, and the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions.
It's the Astros' second World Series title in 6 seasons, coming off of their controversial 2017 victory against the Dodgers. Things continue to spiral out for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Trevor takes an knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Despite the loss, wide receiver Davante Adams had a breakout game, catching 10 receptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Coming up on today's show, Sactown Sports Kings beat writer Frankie Cartoscelli joins us at 7:43, and the Athletics 49ers beat writer Matt Barrows joins us at 8 a.m. Both of those guests coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The only local sports show in the morning.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Megadeth bringing us back. Jay Mars, Carmichael Dave. Jason Ross was in Chicago. Chicago. You're out of here over the weekend. And I want to go see, I was in Portland. I'm here. Who wants it more? Wow.
I was in Lodi. I'm here.
There you go. Were you stuck in Lodi?
No. You know, you're never stuck in Lodi. It's always a pleasure to go to Lodi.
Or if you're Creedence Clearwater.
Took Isaiah to A&W to get a true root beer.
I love that you went to Lodi to get it.
That wasn't the only. I had a wine pickup. I had a wine pickup, and then I was like, "All right, buddy, you've been good. Let's." He loves root beer. Let's get you a real root beer experience, frosty mug and everything.
I also like that you posted some over the weekend about like being a Kings fan starts early or something.
Yeah, with him chugging the root beer.
That's great. The Kings play the Warriors tonight at 7:00. Pregame 6:30 right here on Sactown Sports.
Game night 5:30 right here on Sactown Sports.
Scotty the Body Marsh and friends. It's interesting though. I think a lot of people don't realize this. Every single team's playing tonight.
All 30?
Not only are all 30 playing, they're all tipping off 15 minutes apart exactly. Yeah, so starting at 4:00, the Wizards and Hornets.
Oh, my.
All the way until the final game of the night, the Cavs at the Clippers at 7:30. But every 15 minutes on the dot, you have a new matchup. And the Kings got the 7:00 one. There's a lot of weird start times for, like there's a 5:45 start, a 6:45 start, a 4. There times we're not a few like a 6:15 start. So the NBA is doing a thing tonight because they're trying to showcase their NBA app, their new NBA app, which is great because the NBA TV or the NBA what is it? League Pass is trash, dude.
Yeah, I haven't had League Pass in years.
I have to get it, and it's trash.
I don't get it because it sucks.
It is horrible. So I hope they're working on that. Anyways, kind of a cool night though, and it's free on the NBA app, which I believe you can. If you have a Chromecast, you can cast, or you can probably put it on if you have a Fire Stick, same thing. But pretty cool. You'll have everything, and so you can watch all the NBA until 7.
And there will be no NBA tomorrow for Election Day. So
yes, that is correct, and we'll get into that tomorrow as well. The Pacific Division, Jay, is it's almost like the NFC West in a weird way. The Suns are no surprise. That's
there is advertised.
They're right where they should be. There's a great picture that Rob Perez on Twitter put up about, and it shows Mike Hardy, the coach of the Jazz.
Will Hardy.
Greg Hardy, whatever. And no, not Greg Hardy. Will Hardy. I was literally going to random first names. So And it shows him like, arms crossed, like coaching the team. And you see Danny Ainge behind him.
I've seen the picture.
Where he's just glaring.
With the Jazz hat on.
And it's probably just some random, it is, of course, an out of context picture, but
his 8-3 Jazz.
Yeah, his 8-3. I think Utah traded their whole team away almost.
Good trade.
They're 8-3.
Yeah, and last night's victory coming against the now 500 Clippers, who everyone thought was going to be this unstoppable force after like the first 3 games of the season.
Okay, but which is least likely to sustain? The Clippers being 500 or the Jazz being 8-3?
The Jazz for sure, but listen, buddy, we're not playing we're not looking at the crystal ball right now. We're looking at the first 10 games, and it's been fun.
This is why we talked about sports talk radio and TV when it came to football. And how pointless it is in some points. When it's like, it's almost as pointless as like the draft talk leading up. We all do it, we all enjoy it, but in the end, it's like you know who they're going to pick, and you don't know how that pick's going to be. Right. You just don't know. Remember when Tyreek Evans was the second best player in that class, won the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah,
because Blake was hurt. Oh yeah, Steph
still was the second best player after that. Yeah,
exactly. Totally. So with the Kings, they're 3-5. Here's the important thing: they're one game out of the play-in, just one game behind the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Clippers, and the Spurs. I thought the Jazz, the Spurs, and the Trailblazers were all supposed to be behind us. By the way, Portland is 6-3. I thought they were all supposed. They're terrible.
I don't think the Jazz and the Spurs are going to sustain that. I just don't. Portland, I was always kind of about, but right now they're better than but I still expect them to regress a little bit.
I don't think Portland's going to finish winning 67% of their games.
That's what I'm saying. They'll regress.
I don't understand the thoughts about like, they're going to be terrible.
I never thought they'd be terrible.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying a lot of people did. Now the Kings have played 8 games. Now, potentially, they could be 5-5 at the end of 10. 5-5 put them in a pretty good spot. They're not gonna be 5-5.
Would you have even thought 5-5 when the season started was
0-4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I think?
Oh no, go back to 0-0. Go back to right before the first game against Portland. Did you think 5-5 was doable in 10 games?
No.
What did you think was realistic? 2-8? 3-7?
No, I said 3-7.
Okay.
Is what I said after 10 games.
So they will match that no matter what.
I said what? 1-3.
You were pushing 0-5 there for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I was. I said they're either going to start 1-3, 1-4, 0-5. They were 0-4. But also said that after the Portland loss, I said they're going to get some sort of rando win that they're not expected to get, and that was Miami. So far, what I've lacked at picking football teams, I've done well.
You're good at the basketball.
Yeah.
And just real quickly on that, if they go 4-6, are you happy with 4-6 through that first 10 game stretch?
You know what? Based on the fact that they're playing in Golden State and home against Cleveland, if they can split these two, I'll be happy. Golden State's a wounded animal right now, but they're going to be at home and they're going to be really angry. Now, if they're really, really screwed up, we're going to know because they'll lose to the Kings tonight on their home floor.
Well, we know Draymond, it's really hard for him to get up for these games, according to Draymond.
Let me tell you, I think that a whole entire Warriors team is going to be up for tonight's game.
I think the Kings are, though, too.
I do. If the Warriors are up and the Kings are up, it's not going to matter what the Kings are doing. I do not think.
I think the Lakers and Warriors, though, like I expected the Lakers to be, but the Warriors have started so slow.
Here's the thing. I know we got a break here too. Couple of things. Number one, both the Warriors and Kings play Cleveland in the next couple of days. The Warriors have a Cleveland sandwich with Sacramento. They play Sacramento tonight, and then they're playing here this Sunday against Sacramento. And then they're done. The Kings are done with the Warriors until the second to last game of the year, April 7th. That's number one. Number two, the Warriors have been off since Friday, and they have lost 5 in a row, and that's an 0-5 road trip. They've been off since Friday. I think they're going to kill us tonight. I think it's going to be bad. I hope I'm wrong.
I don't think they'll kill us. I expect them to win, but I don't think they'll kill us.
Stewing since Friday. All right. Hope I'm wrong, though. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Raiders are seriously imploding. And a couple heavy hitters are speaking out, plus a shocker game for the Bills as well. No, not that kind. We'll talk about it next.
Your home for the most comprehensive 49ers coverage.
Debo, Bosa, to our very own Armstead.
The 49ers Authority, Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
There is beauty and there's uncomfort in owning an older home. The craftsmanship back then, the way they were built, the character, all have their positives. Now, on the other side, older homes need some love and some tenderness, and in our case, some help. Jason Ross here to tell you about the help we're getting thanks to ACR Solar. Now, you hear solar, and you know what? Yes, they do solar, but after years and years of living at our house, the time has come to get a new roof. Our old roof has done its job, but it is done. It's tired, and it looks it. So after doing the proper research and talking with several roofing companies, we landed on ACR Solar. They stood out from the first visit when Joe, their roofing expert, came out and shared his knowledge. We knew at that moment we were at ease because we were in good hands. Also, after our conversations with John, the owner of ACR Solar, that just confirmed what my wife and I already knew, that ACR Solar was the right choice for us. So we're so excited to begin our journey with ACR Solar. We're going to have a beautiful new roof, become more energy efficient, and have the peace of mind we're looking for. ACR Solar, 916-481-2700, or you can visit them at acrsolar.com.
The year was 1948. The Sacramento Symphony was founded. Harry Truman was president. Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver was born. And Walter Keyes opened his first Naturewood home furnishing store 74 years ago on 25th and Broadway. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. All those many years ago, the Keyes family promised integrity and quality in serving families just like yours and mine. Near as I can tell, Walter would have been pretty proud to know that those same values are evident today at Naturewood Home Furnishings. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings. Furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their Veterans Day Save the Tax sale and get started making your own brand of memories. The Keyes family would love to hear them. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join me and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli from New Orleans as the Baltimore Ravens take on the Saints. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are 5-3 and looking for a third consecutive win. Running back Alvin Kamara and the Saints hope to build on a dominating win over the Raiders last week. It's coming up on Monday Night Football.
Get ready for the game with more details and preview at westwoodonesports.com.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take one pill each morning and zero heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
It's true, the best new cars make the best used cars. That's why you'll always find a great selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Trade up to a car you'll love. We have a great selection of one-owner, low-mile vehicles you can drive home today. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
You know they've been here for a combined 50 years.
Hey!
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports 1140.
Trevor takes a knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Well, and you just heard it. After they were down 17-0.
Hey, have the Raiders done that at all this year, blow a 17-0 lead? Not them, right? Couldn't be our Raiders.
I mean,
The answer is yes, they have.
And I know there's a lot of Raider fans around here, and I also know that the Niners are off this week, so they're going to get a little bit of extra love. But my goodness, what a terrible week to get some extra love. They were outscored 20.
They need extra love. TLC, baby.
24-0 against the Saints, and you think that'd be enough to wake anyone up? And then 27-20, including being outscored 27-3 after the Raiders were up. Josh McDaniels, just for the record, literally for the record, his best year was his first year with Denver, but let's be honest, taking over somebody else's team, and he was 8-8.
He inherited a good squad.
He then improved that team to 3-9. Then now he is 2-6 with Vegas for a grand total of 13-23. He's a disaster. And I know it's easy just to pile on, but no, he's just not a good coach, and he can't make adjustments.
And it just shows, they have, and it to your point about the adjustments, is Doug Peterson across the way in Jacksonville, Super Bowl winning coach. Doug Peterson is a good head coach.
Yes, he is.
But the fact that this is now becoming a thing where I think the Texans game was the only game where you can say, like, they played a really good game. Yeah. And the Texans stink.
Yeah.
The rest of it is these tales of two halves. I mean, the Raiders look in the first half, Derek Carr looked like a all-pro quarterback, right? He threw for 26 yards in the second half. How is that a thing?
Devontae Adams had 9 catches for like 130-something yards. And
pair of TDs.
In the first half.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he had the bulk of that in the first quarter. He finished 9 catches, 2 touchdowns. He finished with 10 catches and 2 touchdowns. He had 1 catch for like 12 yards in the second half or something stupid. By the way, after having 1 catch against the Saints, and you figured, they had meetings, they figured it out, blah, blah. Devontae
sure looked
Adams,
that way, didn't it?
Devontae Adams, even if he's a decoy, should never have 1 catch.
Ever.
Should
have at least 2.
It's terrible. And here's what Coach McDaniels, I say coach in air quotes, had to say.
We've played, like I said, we've played some stretches of football that are good enough to get ahead and produce a lead, but that's not what this league is about. This league is about.
Wait, hold on. What is it about? Was that the whole thing?
We've played, like I said, we've played some stretches of football that are good enough to get ahead and produce a lead, but that's not what this league is about. This league is about.
That's literally the whole clip they sent us. Okay, I'm going to say that he probably said this league is about winning. I'm going to say winning. Here he is on learning lessons.
Playing the second half just as well as you played the first half and trying to win the game. So sometimes lessons are learned the hard way, and obviously we've had to swallow some difficult ones this year. But I have a lot of confidence and faith in the way that these guys will respond.
Why? Why do you have confidence and faith in that? Did you have confidence and faith in that after the Saints game?
I mean, again, it looked like for a quarter and a half they did. Well, I'll give them a whole half, actually.
That was terrible. And poor Derek Carr, who never gets angry.
After 30 minutes of football, we have to learn that the game is not over. I feel like I've been in this situation a lot where new coaches or this or that, and you have to teach the new guys, like, this is how we do it.
Does that, when he says teach the new guys, this is how we do it, is he referring to the coaching staff?
That's what
Because there's a lot of guys on that team that have either been there for a while, were on the team last year that had that, great run after starting 6-7 and, making the wild card.
Yes.
Chandler Jones where's Chandler Jones been this season? That was supposed to improve the pass rush. The pass rush still sucks outside of Max Crosby. Well, who is he talking about? Devontae Adams has been there. He knows.
Well, here's more of Josh McDaniels.
There's no shortcut to improving. And, it starts with me. I got to work hard. They got to work hard. And that's what we're going to do. I think we have a great group in the locker room. They're very resilient. They practice hard. They study. They prepare. Again, like I said, if you're going to point a finger, point it at me.
Well, that Josh, careful what you wish for.
Well, and then Derek Carr. So take that quote. Remember that quote from Josh McDaniels. Now, listen to this.
That right there is embarrassing. That should never happen, especially with the group of guys in that locker room. It sucks that we went through it. It happened. You give them credit.
Okay, and this from Derek?
They're not going to just roll the ball out there and just be better. You heightened sense of urgency, competitive, really make practice competitive, really try and dominate when we get out there, and come in with the right mindset.
Okay. You understand that all but one clip I've played is from after the Saints game.
That's bad.
Literally, except for the first Josh McDaniels quote, the first Derek Carr,
You would have never known.
The last 4 clips I've played were from after the Saints game, like this one from Coach McDaniels.
I apologize to Raider Nation for that performance, and again, I own that. That's my responsibility. So we have to do much better, obviously, in every phase of the game to be able to compete with a team like that.
The Raiders have now officially hit the Luke Walton, I need to look at the film and bounce back, and we're just going to stay professional.
Yeah, very canned answers.
Yeah, like, can someone throw something? Can someone? I need a fight. I need to hear about a player and another player or a coach getting into a fist fight. Something. I don't know.
It's at the point. I mean, you can't use the Darren Waller injury as an excuse.
It's a big injury. I get it, but my God,
but they weren't good with him. Let's just be honest. He played 5 games. Not like they were killing it then.
You still have Josh Jacobs. You still have Hunter Renfrow. You still have Devontae Adams. You still have Derek Carr. You still have Max Crosby.
Sadly, that's about it, but that should be enough to, play better than they are. I mean, when you look at it as a whole, again, Chandler Jones was supposed to improve that pass rush. They have 9 sacks on the year. The pass rush still sucks. The secondary is still suspect outside of Rock Ya-Sin.
Rock Ya-Sin actually had a good game.
He's pretty good. The offensive line is still meh. It's not the worst in the league, but it's very meh.
Right.
This is a team with $31.5 million in cap space at the end of the year. My prediction, after 9 weeks, Josh McDaniels will be gone. I think you're going to see a major overhaul on this team. Remember, Derek Carr's money is not guaranteed the next 3 years.
Nope.
He has $34 million. He's a $34 million cap hit next year at 32 years old. Do you know what his dead cap is? 5.
Oh, really?
That they can free up $29 million more if they want to go in the draft and find a quarterback there and potentially have $60 million to work with just right there in the offseason. I think this team is going to look completely different next year than it does this year.
Niners offered Jimmy Garoppolo and a 5th-round pick for Derek Carr.
Take it.
Who says no?
Take it. Take it. Because, again, that contract is so nice. If it doesn't work out, again, the dead cap hit is, by the time in his final year, the dead cap hit's like $1 million.
Something's got to happen. I really, really, really thought the Raiders.
We all did.
Would be a lot better this
We
year.
all did. We all thought Josh McDaniel, hey, man, he was young. That first go-around in Denver, super young. Got back under Belichick, and, of course, that always works out for, potential head coaches. But, kind of learned, kind of grew there in New England, and it's just been a disaster.
I honestly thought at the beginning of the year, I thought 2 of the biggest locks in football were the Raiders over 8 wins, 17 games. Raiders over 8 wins, and the Colts under 10. Colts working out great.
Yeah, Colts have been bad.
The Raiders would have to go 7. What is it? They have 11 games left. Yeah, they'd have to go 7-4 the rest of the way.
That's not happening. Spoiler.
No, because by the way, this is the part of their schedule they should be getting healthy on. This is the part of their schedule they should be healthy on. Speaking of, they play the Colts next. De'Aaron Fox. Let's get back to,
Raider Tussin.
franchise. Right. Let's get to franchises that win. Okay. De'Aaron Fox is playing the best stretch of basketball in his entire career. But why? Let's get into that. Look at a little bit of Saturday's game and look a little deeper at De'Aaron. We'll do that next.
You want Kings talk?
I'm a diehard Kings fan.
There's nowhere else you need to go but here.
Kings games, Kings interviews, Kings breaking news, Kings coverage. Nobody has it all but us. Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
The number one priority for the good folks over at American Energy is making sure you and your family are comfortable in your home for the holidays. And that's why they're giving away a free whole home HVAC system to one lucky family in the greater Sacramento area. If you know a family in need of being comfortable this winter, enter for your chance to win the American Energy Comfort Giveaway by going to the AE Way. That's the AEWay.com today. You could win a free whole home HVAC system. For the official contest rules, go to the AEWay.com.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
One claim based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. See better and stay safe on the road with our visibility event. Right now, you can earn up to $20 in bonus rewards when you buy a pair of Rain-X Quantum Wiper Blades and Sylvania Silverstar Ultra headlights. Take advantage of the rewards from October 31st until November 13th, in-store or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Offer available to AutoZone Rewards members.
Nick Cattle saying start your holidays right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turned me into a pro. Think outside the kitchen this year and cook your whole holiday meal on Napoleon Gas Grill. Napoleon, they are the grills built to last, all made with premium steel that boasts quality. Check out Napoleon Grills today at any of the 4 nearby California Backyard locations. Always the best in backyard living. California Backyards, check them out, Napoleon.com.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Everyone, meet our newest employee, Susan. She has an idea that is going to revolutionize our food ordering.
Hi, Susan. So nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, she just gave her notice, and today is her last day.
I'm going to miss her. Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
My daughter is in middle school, which means my car has to put up with, well, girls opening the door when their nail polish isn't quite dry, or soccer kids kicking the door shut with muddy cleats, or when their school crush shakes up a soda and opens it right in front of my bumper. So you can expect my car to look a mess. But I defy expectations. Thanks to Quick Whack, I don't have to look like middle schoolers are running this show, even though they kind of are. Get the Quick Whack for a shine that lets you defy expectations.
Stay in front of him. Feet, no fouls. Okay, take a break. Hi, Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store asking, how much do you rely on your feet? A little? A lot? Probably more than that. If you're like most people, you know that when your feet are hurting, your life kind of stinks. There are lots of treatment options that promise relief, but will disappoint. The Good Feet store makes over 300 styles, sizes, and flexibilities of arch supports. Why so many? Because to get serious pain relief, you need a precise fit that's matched to your foot, gait, and lifestyle. To make sure you get the pain-relieving pair that's just right for you, Good Feet has an arch support specialist at every Good Feet location to give customers a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the unmatched comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. Online at goodfeet.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports headlines.
De'Aaron Fox wished upon a star Saturday in Orlando and found a little bit of luck in the Magic Kingdom.
Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away. After the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner, Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available, and Fox in his return to action hits a game-winning, buzzer-beating three.
Fox finished the game with 37 points on 58% shooting and went 7-7 from the free throw line. The Kings are back in action tonight in San Francisco when they take on the Warriors. Game night starts at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Sacramento's own Dusty Baker has been a major league manager for 25 seasons, and this past Saturday found something he'd been missing his whole career.
Long run for Tucker, over toward the line, and foul territory, makes the catch, and the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions.
It's the Astros' second World Series title in 6 seasons, coming off of their controversial 2017 victory against the Dodgers. Things continue to spiral out for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Trevor takes the knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Despite the loss, wide receiver Davante Adams had a breakout game, catching 10 receptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Coming up on today's show, Sactown Sports Kings beat writer Frankie Cartoscelli joins us at 7:43, and the Athletics 49ers beat writer Matt Barrows joins us at 8 a.m. Both of those guests coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports 1140.
Frankie Cartoscelli at 7:44. Our Kings insider Matt Barrows, the top Niners at 8 o'clock. We'll see who's going to be healthy for that Sunday night matchup with the Chargers off the bye. Jason out today. Jay in 1-800-920-1140. Jay's always in, but Jay, more on the mic than normal.
That's right, stepping in, co-hosting, giving my takes.
916-339-1140. No, it's not Uriah Faber. No, it's not Scott Pollard. No, it's not Jerry Reynolds, Gary Gerald. A lot of guesses as to the announcement we're making either tomorrow or Wednesday.
It's also not Mike Tyson, confirmed.
To a new member of the program for the next few months. Which I said we'll have a 100% approval rate. 100%.
Yes.
As we get into De'Aaron Fox, I'm still steaming over the Raiders thing, Jay.
Okay, let's not steam over that
Can
anymore. Can we not?
Can I just give you one thing?
One thing, quickly, go.
The Raiders have lost 8 games in history when leading by 17 points. In history, 1960.
That was a long time ago.
8 games. 3 this season. The only other 2 coaches, Dan Reeves and Anthony Lynn of the Chargers, that lost 3 games in one season, losing when leading by 17-plus points. Yeah, they both got fired. Just saying.
Give Josh McDaniels credit, setting records.
And they've done this in 9 games. Okay.
Speaking of records.
Let me De'Aaron Fox had the game winner Saturday. We're going to talk about De'Aaron Fox and the Kings, and we'll also hit tonight's game during this show. But let's use this segment to focus in a little bit on De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron has been unlocked. De'Aaron has taken the step. De'Aaron has taken his game, which is already pretty darn good, with some flaws, to the next level. Let's make no mistake about this, because I know Kings fans will this is important, and I get it, and it's important to me too. If De'Aaron Fox is able to sustain any part of this play at any sort of level like this, he's an all-star. Just relax. It's not even he will be an all-star.
Can I put the numbers in context real quick to support your all-star thing? Okay.
Please.
He's averaging 26 points this season. This is a big thing, though.
Yeah.
We've always said if De'Aaron could average that on a 50% field, 40% three, and 90% line, oh my God, those are all-star. I mean, you're approaching all NBA. So he has 26 points, currently on 55% field, 37% three, so inching towards that 40% mark. 87.5 from the free throw line. That's the one that is surprising me right now. His free throw shooting the last several games has just been crazy.
Can I give you some averages? 27.3 points, 5.7 assists, 4.8 boards on 52.1% from the field and 77.7% from the line. So his splits would be 52-33 from beyond the arc and 77. So again, throwing a lot of numbers out, everybody. I get it. 27, I'm rounding up here, 27, 6, and 5. Because I don't think we need to look too deep here. That's what De'Aaron Fox has averaged since Domantas Sabonis started playing with him. 23.3, 6.2 assists, 3.6 rebounds. That's on 47% shooting. Remember, 52.1 was Sabonis, 47%. And he's averaged or added 4 points per game. That's what De'Aaron did with Tyrese Halliburton. They couldn't play together.
It's called fit.
It's called fit.
Fit matters.
Now,
it's also why you draft, though, for
right.
best player available, because you can trade somebody to fit. Period.
I would say I don't like saying they couldn't play together. I would like to say that they were not able to find a way to make it work.
It wasn't ideal.
Now, I know there's people out there screaming, and we don't need to rehab. Well, then trade Fox. You weren't going to get the value. So what did Monty do? Monty made the decision, whether it's right or wrong. He made the decision when he drafted best player available. That gave him a glut. This time last year, we were already starting really to talk about this roster's imbalanced. And it was. So he balanced it. He took one of his star point guards, star to be. He traded it for a star-ish big man, Domantas Sabonis. De'Aaron has been completely unlocked. Now, unfortunately, I think Kings fans would agree with this. As a Kings fan, you don't sit around and dream about, boy, I really hope one day De'Aaron Fox is an all-star. Now, that is a sprinkle on the sundae. That is a cherry. You can even argue it's whipped cream on the sundae, but the sundae is winning ball games, making the playoffs, and contending for a championship. So, De'Aaron's looking fantastic. The wins have to come behind it, because otherwise, only one of two things is possible. Either the team around De'Aaron Fox is so terrible that he can't lift it no matter what he does, or De'Aaron Fox's numbers are going to end up being empty calories, as they call it. I do not believe in the empty calories thing, but time will tell on that. Because if De'Aaron Fox is an all-star this year and the Kings don't make the play-in, well, I'm not happy about this season. I'm really happy for De'Aaron that he made an all-star team, but that's not why people buy season tickets. Okay. But what he is doing with Sabonis is phenomenal. And Jay, what I said on the post game Saturday, and I'll bring it here, De'Aaron is playing differently. And it's not, I don't really care. The thing I care the least about this year is his jumping points. It's great. I don't care. I care about his better commitment to defense.
I want to say, though, sprinkle in real quick. I get the points thing, but I do think the jump in efficiency does matter. I think that matters a lot, combined with what you're saying about the defense. I completely
agree with you there. I'm fine with him. Honestly, I'd rather him score 20 points a game and be efficient than score 30 points a game and not be anywhere near as efficient.
But I think the reason why that's on the board now is because the supporting cast is just better.
Yes.
And I know going into the season, a lot of, eyes were on De'Aaron, disappointment with De'Aaron, but I always felt it was really unfair because I don't think I think sometimes we forget how important the supporting cast is, especially when you talk about unlocking a player. Sabonis, 100% a big reason for that.
Yes.
But adding guys like Kevin Huerter, adding guys like Keegan Murray, Malik Monk was terrific off the bench, I thought, Saturday night. You know, he gave you 15 points on again.
Trey Lyles.
So was Trey Lyles. I did not understand for the life of me why he wasn't playing earlier in the season, but he's obviously established himself as a good bench player. These things matter a lot in the context of whether or not he can take this team into a play-in or playoff. And the conversation will grow as the season goes on, but I do think that was something that was not really looked at. I think people focused too much on what he didn't do versus not what he had around him. Yeah, small sample size right now, but
Talk about a small sample size. This is actually fun to look at because you know whose numbers are incredibly close, and they've been compared before, and their career trajectories have been compared before too.
John Morant?
Close. No. Devin Booker.
Okay.
It's incredibly close. Devin Booker's averaging 0.7 more per game points-wise. Here's probably the biggest. Well, by the way, their steals, their blocks, their offensive rebounds, their free throw percentage. Jay, they're exactly to the decimal the same. Who would have thought their free throw percentage would be 87.5? Booker and Fox. Steals 0.9, blocks 0.6. I get it. It's a small sample size. And then here's a surprise of all surprises. Devin Booker's averaging a half more assists per game than De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 2 more rebounds than Devin Booker a game. But here's the thing that's crazy, dude. De'Aaron Fox is shooting 55.5% from the field to Booker's 48.3. De'Aaron shooting 37% from beyond the arc, 35 for Booker. They're different players, but they're essentially the same player this year.
Yeah, and the Suns have a 7-2 record. And what does that come down to again? Supporting cast.
Big supporting cast.
I'm not here to make the argument De'Aaron Fox is better than Devin Booker right now.
No, neither am I.
But it just Devin Booker wasn't great until Chris Paul came over and DeAndre Ayton was drafted. You know what I mean? Like,
that's correct.
Devin Booker was the empty calorie guy in Phoenix until those guys came over. He was. Mikal Bridges, too, is a huge addition there. It just goes to show, again, you cannot write home a guy as empty calories until you've put the best possible team around him.
And Mikal Bridges and Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, and by the way, Chris Paul.
Yeah.
You added 3 players that can play defense.
Mm-hmm.
People forget about Chris Paul's defense. Maybe not today, but when he came to the Suns.
But his overall, the other intangibles too. Yeah.
But as people are wondering on the text line, it remains to be seen, can De'Aaron Fox make other players better? I think that's fair, but I also think other players have to make themselves better too. There's a combination there for both. Sacramento's Dusty Baker finally gets his ring, but it comes at a cost. Let's explain. We got 3 for Madness for you next.
Sactown Sports 1140 is broadcasting live on YouTube.
To me, it's a must watch.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and the Cattles and Rami Show.
Plus, get exclusive content.
Search Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube.
In the race for state senate from Sacramento, there's only one candidate with a history of focusing on local issues like crime, high costs, and homelessness, Angelique Ashby.
There's only one candidate with a proven record of independence and working across the aisle to find common sense solutions. That's also Angelique Ashby.
There's only one person endorsed by firefighters and police because of her proven track record fighting for public safety. And once again, that's Angelique Ashby.
And there's only one candidate who's a community activist and who's not indebted to the insiders and special interests. Yep, Angelique Ashby.
She's the only one who stands up and stands out. The one who's different from the career politicians just looking for the next office to run for.
Angelique Ashby. She's the only one with the courage to fight for us.
Ad paid for by Californians to protect local jobs and communities. Sponsored by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Committee major funding from Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Not authorized by a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Magnus on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Question 1.
All right, Jason Ross off today. Jay Marsh stepping up there. Jason will be back tomorrow. He's in Chicago, or probably back from Chicago by now. Congratulations to his brother Ross, for getting married.
That's his actual name, Brother Ross.
Brother Ross. Or congratulations, or I'm sorry. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but we wish them all the best.
I mean, we know the Rossmen seem to be happy in their
They're easygoing guys. In the meantime, 3 for Madness question 1.
All right. Are you happier for Dusty Baker that he got the World Series championship or sadder that the Astros won?
I'm happier for Dusty. I am. And again, I'm choosing to come to grips with this Astros World Series victory. I'm choosing to come to grips with it by saying Dusty is a moral man. I love him, and he would never allow any of them shenanigans, right, to go on in Houston. So it's a legit World Series. You know, I'll say this too, because it's been kind of screwed around in social media. I'm happy for Mattress Mac, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, come on!
I'll tell you why.
You love rich people.
Do a deep. I will tell you this. I love rich people that use their wealth to help. And do a deep dive on Mattress Mac someday. Both his story to this point, and also what he's done. He is a god in Houston. And part of the reason let me, you know who our Mattress Mac equivalent is Dale Carlson, Sleep Train. And Dale's a saint. And Mattress Mac reminds me of a more effervescent, outgoing, spotlighted Dale Carlson.
What is it about mattress guys?
I know. Maybe they just sleep well and they've got a good outlook.
You know what?
Mac
Perfect answer.
He does a lot. I read a couple of things on him once. He does a lot for the community, a lot for charity. He opened his doors when they had the floods out there, unlike some other places of profit. What he does in the community is phenomenal. That's why they worship him so much. So good for him, and more importantly, good for the people that he's going to help with his winning. So I'm happy for Dusty.
Yeah, I struggled with this one, obviously, with the Astros, and they're just so annoying. Even cheating stuff aside, it's just annoying. I just find them to be a very annoying baseball team.
They are.
But that, Dusty, while some people know him as a Sacramentan, most people know him as a Dodger. So it really, pulls at my heartstrings that he's both. I was extremely happy for Dusty. I think Dusty that ring has been so elusive. Again, it took 25 seasons. But Dusty Baker is one of the greatest managers in MLB history. And I think that just kind of, not that he needed the ring, but I do think the ring helps. And it kind of does cement his legacy further. So, yeah, happy for Dusty.
I'm really happy. Good. We're both happy for Dusty.
Yes.
All right. Number 2.
Question 2.
Oh, boy. This one's about non-happiness. Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams had an amicable divorce during the offseason. Which of these two wishes more that they were still married?
Yeah, that's a great question, dude. That is a really good question, because they're both in rough spots. I think Rodgers probably, because Father Time's creeping up on him a little quicker. I was thinking about this over the weekend. Say what you want about Aaron Rodgers, whether you have issues with him or you love him personally, whatever. I'll say something that I don't think is that arguable. Congratulations to the Green Bay Packers for squandering the better part of the career of one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. They just squandered it. And I don't take all the blame off of Aaron Rodgers, because he has chosen to re-sign there numerous amounts of times. All you have to do is point to the Jordan Love draft when they needed a skill position guy. Then you can just add to that losing Davante Adams. Like, eventually you're going to look around and go, well, okay, you got a good running back. Your wider, Robert Tunyon's like your star.
Air quotes.
Right. Whether it's a Marquez Valdez-Scantling, whether it's an Alan Lazard coming and go, whatever it is, like, dude, the Packers just basically been like, you know what? We've got Aaron Rodgers.
Their way to appease Aaron Rodgers is, hey, let's go get 77-year-old Randall Cobb.
Seriously.
Your buddy.
Give me a couple guys. We got Aaron Rodgers, which means we're pretty much guaranteed to be above 500, and more often than not, we're going to be at or near the NFC Championship game. We're good. We don't have to do the thing.
Well,
guess what? It finally catches up, and you look at and again, I'm not going to completely write off the Packers yet, just because I've learned, but the fat lady is certainly, if she's not singing, she's warming up. She's la 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 la, like she's ready to go, dude. This team looks bad. So are the Raiders too. But again, I think because Aaron has less time on the clock, more than likely than Davante, I'll go with him.
So I agree with the spirit of your argument, and within that spirit, I would go with Rodgers as well. But I'm going to look at this from an actual divorce standpoint.
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers did not want Davante Adams to leave. Aaron Rodgers wanted to work it out. Davante got back with his high school girlfriend, and, saw her at the reunion and was like, wow, you're still hot. Like you said, Aaron's getting up there in age a little bit, not looking the same.
Yeah.
And decided to go back there and realize, no pun intended, the grass is not greener in Las Vegas. Actually, there's no grass in Las Vegas because it's so damn hot. I think Davante Adams is looking around like, what the hell did I do this for? Like the idea of Carr and Vegas, the Raiders, and we got this team and we're going forward. Here's the thing. Davante didn't tell Derek Carr about the Josh McDaniels baggage that comes with this marriage. I feel like Davante Adams got in this and was like, I didn't know about this side.
Right. Yeah. I'm
going to go Davante Adams.
I think they both would like to be reunited.
Oh, for sure.
On a third team.
Yes,
I think they both want to play for the 49ers.
They want to move.
Yeah. No.
Hey, if we're going to get back together, we need to find a better place to live.
Number 3.
Question 3.
Jason Ross is not here today, but that doesn't mean we can't play 3 in the key. Carmichael David.
Yeah.
Carmichael.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, let's start with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Free throw makes and attempts.
I'm going to say he will go 5 of 7.
5 of 7. Okay, so the 21 of 21 streak ends tonight.
Yeah.
I'll say he goes 7 of 9.
Okay,
that's still decent.
We both have him missing twice. Do we hate De'Aaron Fox?
Yes.
Okay.
As you know, the narrative continues here
Yes,
on
we
the
do.
show.
Second.
All right. Keegan Murray struggled a little bit recently. How many points is he going to have tonight?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later too. It has been he is hitting. It's not a rookie wall, but defenses are
figuring it out.
The NBA pays a lot of people to watch a lot of film. Let's put it that way. What was the question about Keegan?
How many points will he have tonight?
I'm going to say Keegan has a little bit of a bounce back and goes for 17.
Okay, that's good.
Thanks.
I think the Warriors, again, are one of those teams that pay people a lot of money to watch film. I think he's still going to struggle a little bit, but he won't be in the single digits. He'll have 12 tonight.
Okay, so far you have Fox missing 2 free throws, breaking a 21 free throw streak in a row. And Keegan Murray struggling again. Does Jay Marsh hate the King?
I do. I'm a bad person.
Okay, and third in the key?
This one's going to be a little rough. Rashawn Holmes minutes. Played 5 against Orlando on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it'll be more because I think they're going to need to play some folks. Last game of a road trip. I'm wondering, honestly, I'd like to know how many players actually, because I know they flew into San Francisco from Orlando. I wonder how many players actually drove home late Saturday night to sleep in their beds for a couple of nights and are driving back down today. I'll bet you there's a couple. Especially after being on.
Well, if that's the case, wouldn't you just fly into Sacramento?
Well, but the team, I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Did the team fly into Sacramento?
No, team flew into San Francisco.
Okay.
So, and they've been staying. Some of them have been staying there since Saturday.
Get an Airbnb.
All right.
Together.
I'm going to say Rashawn Holmes gets 14 minutes.
I think Rashawn Holmes tonight gets 10 minutes.
The problem is that every single guess of mine is right.
All of them. You were really right about that Orlando loss. I mean, I had the same one, but I'm not here proclaiming I'm, Nostradamus.
Hey, that. By the way, one quick note on that Orlando loss too for other people. The Kings were favored by 2.5 in that game. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. The Kings were favored by 2.5.
Imagine taking Orlando.
I will say.
Oh no, your friend. I know you were from Portland. Did you give him a call? In a text? A FaceTime, perhaps?
Yeah.
WhatsApp call, video.
Heavy money. Heavy money on that one. But yeah, you're favored by 2.5. We'll take a break. When we come back,
that had to be such an interesting experience. I know your friend's a Kings fan.
He's a huge Kings fan. But they won. So, it's great. When we come back, the Kings get a W in Orlando. We're going to look at the good and the bad next.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday, and we're out that door to a soggy start to the day and nice and cool as well. Plan to keep the rain gear handy for today with highs in the upper 50s and on-again, off-again showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop a dealership you can trust. Folsom Lake Kia, over 20 years right here in Sacramento. Save big on your favorite new Kia models and get low interest financing. Visit my friends at FolsomLakeKia.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
When it's time to service your vehicle, experience matters. Trust the experts at Folsom Lake Honda. We understand how important it is to have a safe and reliable vehicle, and our highly trained technicians will get the job done right the first time. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Need an oil change? Our express service will have you in and out fast. Come in or schedule your service online today.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Buying a new Acura is an easy decision, and Acura of Stockton makes buying easy. Come and see us today or shop online. If we don't have it, you can pre-select your favorite Acura and pick it up when it arrives. No contracts or deposits required. It's that easy. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade whether you buy from us or not. Don't settle for less than the quality of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or online at AcuraofStockton.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
De'Aaron Fox wished upon a star Saturday in Orlando and found a little bit of luck in the Magic Kingdom.
Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away after the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner. Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available. And Fox in his return to action hits a game-winning buzzer-beating three.
Fox finished the game with 37 points on 58% shooting and went 7-7 from the free throw line. The Kings are back in action tonight in San Francisco when they take on the Warriors. Game night starts at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Sacramento's own Dusty Baker has been a major league manager for 25 seasons, and this past Saturday found something he'd been missing his whole career.
Long run for Tucker over toward the line and foul territory. Makes the catch, and the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions.
It's the Astros' second World Series title in 6 seasons, coming off of their controversial 2017 victory against the Dodgers. Things continue to spiral out for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Trevor takes the knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Despite the loss, wide receiver Davante Adams had a breakout game, catching 10 receptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Coming up on today's show, Sactown Sports Kings beat writer Frankie Cartoscelli joins us at 7:43, and the Athletics 49ers beat writer Matt Barrows joins us at 8 a.m. Both of those guests coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Knowing we didn't have a timeout, got the ball from HB real quick and pushed it up the floor and let it go. So hats off to him. Great shot, great win for us after a tough start.
It's Mike Brown. And some more from Mike Brown.
I got to take my hat off to a couple of guys. The first one is Domas. And then the second one's Mezzi. I thought Kevin and even Rashawn, from the standpoint that, in the second half we went to Mezzi and we didn't play Rashawn. So you give Mezzi credit for stepping up, and you give Rashawn credit for continuing to uplift and cheer for his team. Same with Domas. We took him out late in the game, and I thought he was just a little gassed. He had missed a few free throws, and so I wanted him to get a quick rest, and he was great uplifting and cheering his teammates at that time. And then Mezzi. I think Mezzi probably, Mezzi's played. He played in the Golden State game. He played a little bit in the Milwaukee game. And he was ready to go tonight. He was big for us in that third quarter and when we went on a run.
There you go. Mike Brown just keeping receipts and going down the list.
I do want to point out something, though, with what he said about Chimezi, because I agree with him. That was one of Chimezi's better games. Do you know why?
Why?
Chimezi only shot 3 field goals and didn't attempt a 3. When Chimezi is out there, shooting the ball, it never works well. But when he just gets the ball and scores, when he's just in a position.
Chimezi Metu is a garbage man.
Yes.
And he's best when he's a garbage man.
And when he plays like that and plays within that role, yes. I think Chimezi's fine.
Yes. Because there's sometimes, honestly, when I look at Chimezi Metu and his minutes, and I go, why are you on the floor?
There was a sequence, I want to say it was the Miami game. I can't really recall. But there was a lot of time on the shot clock, and he was in the game, and I think he was in there with majority of the starters, and he had threw up a 3. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You should never be shooting the ball when those 4 guys are on the floor with you, unless, again, you just have a wide open look at the basket in a high percentage place.
Yeah.
He does that, and that's what I mean by he attempted 3 field goals and 2 for 2 from the line. Perfect. He was +7.
That's all you need. I don't need a ton. Listen, there's some things that there's another thing we need to address too. First off, the Kings won in this situation. Well, let's, you know what? We've been spending all morning going over how amazing that win was, and it was, and we should. Let's spend a little bit of time on the issues, okay? Because the Kings stole this.
Yeah.
They stole it. They were leading going into the final quarter. They were getting beat all game, and then in that 36-12 quarter, which I would argue was their best quarter of the year, they actually took the lead in points in the paint. And they ended up losing by double digits in points in the paint. Now, I had said that's the key to the game is points in the paint. I expect them to win points in the paint, but you got to keep it, if you can keep it close. Also, if you can make threes, they made 15. They made 15 of 40. But, dude, Domantas Sabonis and Kevin Huerter at one point were a combined, I think, 1 of 11 from the free throw line. Sabonis finished with 5 of 12, but he was, I think, 1 of 8.
It was really bad there towards, and Brown alluded to that. I mean, I think he was gassed, although I don't want to use that as an excuse. His free throw shooting was just terrible.
It was horrible.
If he hits, 3 more free throws, we're not even in a position at Fox having to win that game.
That's why a guy like Sabonis in that win, Fox is going to get a ton of credit, and he deserves it. Full stop. But man, does Sabonis deserve a lot of credit for this win too. Free throws aside, and yes, I do think there's a little bit of fatigue there. He was 10 of 14 from the field. He had 11 boards. He had 6 assists, a steal, a block, only 2 turnovers, and kept his fouls good. 4 fouls. Now, I'm saying that because with the exception of 6'5" Jalen Suggs, it was all trees for Domantas Sabonis. Paolo Banchero is 6'10". Franz Wagner is 6'10". Wendell Carter Jr. is 6'10". Bol is 7'2". Think about that. You have 3 guys who are 6'10".
Oh, by the way, I think Mo Bamba even get in the game. He's like 7'4".
Dude. Oh, actually, Mo Bamba didn't get it. I was actually thinking, I was like, did I see him?
I couldn't remember if he played.
No, I hear you. Like, bro, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. And Sabonis was the guy that had to deal with that. Others did too, but this is the worst nightmare for the Kings. This is a horrible matchup. And you know what? Banchero had 33 and 16. Wagner had 31, 6 and 3. The almost king had he slipped one more spot. Bol had 23 and 7 and was 10 of 11. I think he was 10 of 10 at one point.
Yeah, he finally missed a shot there late in the game.
By the way, how does Bol not have a block in 37 minutes?
It's not his daddy.
No, he is not.
But it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, though. When the Kings play against big teams, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah, they are. And this is going to be, I'm warning you right now, this is going to be a broken record. They will not make the play-in if they do not correct this. Remember last year it was this roster's imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it's you have to find a big to play next to Sabonis. You have to.
Yeah, you got to find, I guess, you got to find a stretch 4. Yeah. And those things don't grow on trees,
No,
by the way.
By the way, I'd take a stretch 5.
Although there's one in Los Angeles that Bill Simmons is reporting that is possibly on the trade market.
Are you talking about the guy in down street clothes?
Mm-hmm. We can have a conversation about that later in the week, but it just.
Well, first off, Rich Paul would never allow that. We know that. Secondly, God, what would you have to give up for him?
I don't think you have to give up more than the Lakers paid for him.
The Lakers paid a lot of money, or a lot of.
They gave up a lot of capital, is my point, and a lot of young potential stars.
Let me help everybody out right now. You could start with Keegan Murray and Davion Mitchell. I mean, I'm literally start. That's start.
Yeah.
With that,
or
probably they can't. Well, they can. They'd have to be way down the line.
26 and 28.
So you got that.
You're Monty McNair. Okay. Why do you care?
All right, so let's make it fun for everybody because this year's.
I want to have this conversation later.
You're the one that brought it up.
I was just mentioning that it was reported by Bill, friend of the show, Bill.
Keegan Murray, Davion Mitchell, Harrison.
We will
Barnes,
talk about it later in the week, but let's get back to the weaknesses and how this.
So, anyways, that's a huge weakness. Harrison Barnes, once again, hey, thanks for your 35 minutes. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
He did have that big 3. That's all I got for you. He had a good tip in.
And here we go with Keegan Murray. All right, so Keegan Murray was 1 of 6. He played 24 minutes. He had 3 points, and he's losing his minutes to a couple of guys, Trey Lyles and even Malik Monk in the rotation. When you look at Keegan Murray started out the season. He was 20 of 39. It's 20 of 39. He started out 7 of 10, 6 of 14, 7 of 15. Then he went 8 of 13. Okay, since then, he has gone 9 of 27. 9 of 27. He's gone 4 of 16 from behind the arc. The defenses have figured a little bit out. They have. And I have absolutely no doubt. that he'll fix it.
Oh, same. I'm not worried about it at all. The kid is 8 games into his career.
You know what?
7, actually.
You know what I'm seeing with him too is it's not It's kind of like the other day what we talked about, the difference between good defense and bad offense. You know, the Magic missed a lot of wide open shots. Kings defense wasn't that great. Magic just missed. They were terrible from beyond the arc. Keegan Murray is actually also missing a lot of wide open shots, which is why I'm not worried. It would be one thing if he couldn't find his shot. Then I'd be like, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think Keegan Murray is going to be a guy that was like really good his first 5 games, and all of a sudden his NBA career tailspin from there.
He's gonna break out a little bit and be fine. This is not the rookie wall, but it's definitely the rookie. You got to figure it out. Lots more to get to here. We're going to talk to Frankie Cartoscelli next and break the rest of this game down as well. Matt Bear is going to join us at 8 o'clock to talk about the Niners. And then at 8:27, you might have missed the article in Comstock last week, Comstock Magazine, local magazine here on Vivek Ranadive. He said a couple of things that I thought were interesting. Also, an ex-owner of the Kings, co-owner, said a couple of things that were quite interesting. We'll give you the highlights of that later on in the program. Frankie joins us next.
You want the inside scoop on the Sacramento Kings? Cattles and Rami are giving it to you. Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. for an exclusive interview with a member of the Kings coaching staff.
You know, when you're talking about Foxy, we're going to utilize his speed. We're going to make sure the floor is spaced so he can get to the paint.
Keegan has a potential, and we have no doubt in our minds that he'll be a huge part of our winning in the future.
From your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Servicing your vehicle has never been so easy. At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Schedule your next service appointment anytime, anywhere at StocktonHonda.com. It only takes a minute to schedule, and our award-winning service team will have you back on the road in no time. Oil changes, tires, parts, and more.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Yeah, we're a sports family. 2-a-day practices with muddy gear, driving in all kinds of weather to get to away games, and of course, the gravel parking lots. Oh, and did we mention kids? So you can imagine what our car looks like, except it doesn't. We're big fans of defying expectations. So we go to Quick Quack and shine like all our kids' trophies. Go for the win yourself and head to Quick Quack for a shine that lets you defy expectations.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit GainswaveCalgary.ca.
This is Staples.
So rumor has it that Staples has everything I need to ship.
We have all the shipping supplies and services you need.
Boxes?
Yep.
Mailers?
Yeah, and we have UPS here in store.
Huh. What will Staples think of next?
Right?
No, seriously, I'm asking, what will they think of next?
Staples is your one-stop shipping destination. Now get 50% off shipping boxes, mailers, or tubes when you buy 5 of the same item in-store or online with 1-hour pickup. Staples, the best-kept secret in shipping. Ends 12/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers, and people always ask us, why does a heating and air conditioning company also sell replacement windows?
Simple. We're all about lowering your energy bills and keeping your home comfortable. And for a lot of homes in the area, old, outdated windows are a major problem.
If your home is more than 10 years old, you should at least get your windows inspected.
Chances are high that new, ultra-efficient windows from Bell Brothers will make a world of difference, both in energy bills and the comfort of your home.
And right now, when you buy 8 or more windows, we'll give you 50% off any sliding glass door or a free pet door.
So call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Legend says that golf courses are made up of 18 holes because it took exactly 18 shots to finish a fifth of scotch. A shot per hole. As it turns out, the 18-hole limit came to be somewhat accidentally.
In truth, there was no standard number of holes on a course. In the beginning, it might have been 11, 23, 15, or 7. St. Andrews, for example, had 22 holes until 1764 when 4 were merged to make it an 18-hole course. The exact date when 18 holes became the standard is a bit sketchy, but according to the British Golf Museum, the R&A issued new rules for its members in 1858, and Rule 1 stated, 1 round of the links or 18 holes is reckoned a match unless otherwise stipulated. We can only presume that this was slowly adopted throughout Britain. By the 1870s, more courses had 18 holes, and a round of golf was being accepted as consisting of 18 holes. Maybe not as romantic as the story of the bottle of scotch, but the truth is always stranger than fiction. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Text or call the show at 916-339-1140 on Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt Barrows on the Niners in 16 minutes. Yeah, they had a bye. There's still a lot going on. We're going to get a health report. Dr. Matt Barrows. He's going to be our doctor today. Well, not
but
ours.
will he be our Dr. Feelgood?
I'm
so smart.
Pretty amazing. Well, I know.
One of Winger's best songs, by the way.
Yeah, Winger is fantastic. Kip Winger. Well, let's forget about the 17 one, though. That didn't hold up in retrospect. Winger. Frankie Cartoscelli is our Kings insider for Sactown Sports. You can hear him, read him, and do so much on the website, on the Twitter, and so much more.
Love on him.
Yeah, give him some love. Give him a follow. He's just a nice young man.
Young man.
Isn't he joins us right now. Hello, Frankie.
Guys, come on. It's Monday morning, please. It's, I can only blush so much at the beginning of the week. Thank you so much for having me.
It's Monday. It's too early. I thought you were going to bust out like it's too early for lies and condescension. We were like, no, we're being legit, Frankie. Felt good on Saturday, baby. Didn't it? I mean, getting a win, getting a buzzer beater on the road.
It didn't seem like it was going that way, though, at the beginning there. It was a pretty horrible start. It was a muggy day on Saturday. It wasn't raining either, which kind of makes it even worse. So it's just kind of an ugly day. Ugly first half. The Kings were pretty overmatched by a lengthy Orlando Magic team, but turned it on late. And, again, you see that last play, just the pass from Malik Monk, which turned out to be a missed foul call. Thank you, 2-Minute Report, for another W there. But when that pass got away from him there and went right off of Trey Lyles' hands, it seemed like, here we go again, double overtime. Let's run it back. But we get to enjoy one of the more enjoyable Kings buzzer beaters in recent memory. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have talked about this morning, but is that at or near the Tyreek Evans buzzer beater, or is that just kind of a tier below?
Ooh, we haven't actually did a comparison.
I'm going to say below because it was at home. It was 3/4 court, Dante Green, and the guy walking out on the court from Memphis before, as it was the fact that Conley hit that shot, that was the dagger, and the Kings, I believe, were down, weren't they? They were down too. They were down when he hit the shot. So
that was like a walk. It was a walk-off. It was a 3-point. I mean, it has to be up there for sure. But I think that Saturday was a special one, especially because we've seen De'Aaron Fox. He's come up clutch a couple of times. The Miami putback dunk. He has a couple other. The 76ers game his rookie season. He's had some moments, but this was, I think, his first walk-off, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a special one.
Yeah, it really was. And De'Aaron's having a special stretch of his career. Frankie Cartoscelli, Sacramento Kings beat writer for Sactown Sports, joining us this morning. And of course, Frankie coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Frankie, let's stay with De'Aaron here because we've had a lot of conversation about him this morning. And he is playing one of the best stretches, I think the best stretch of his career. How much of that do you factor into De'Aaron just taking a step up versus also the pieces they've put around him really letting him unlock his game?
Yeah, it's kind of gone back to last year, the final 15 games of last season. I think he averaged near 30 points per game. The shooting has improved. I think it comes down to him taking a step forward with his shooting. I mean, that's been his biggest kind of Achilles heel has been he is not a point guard that can knock down the deep mid-range to 3-point shot. And he has said this season he feels very confident in his mid-range. He thinks he's near automatic from mid-range, and I think that the stats so far this season have proven that. His 3-point shot, shooting 37% from 3, that's going to help you a lot. And the fact that he's taken 5.5 attempts per game, that's something that he hasn't done yet in his career. I mean, he's taken a step forward shooting the basketball, and he said it himself, and it's true. You can't be a point guard in today's NBA and not be able to shoot the basketball. I mean, it just can't happen. The NBA is so reliant on the three-point field goal, and that's something that the Kings are reliant on themselves as a team. So I think he just looks comfortable, and he just is coming into his own, like you said. He has that confidence. It just seems like he can kind of get points and get buckets whenever he wants. And he's lethal at the rim. He's, as we know, a top 10 guy who can get to the line and get free throw attempts up. And, of course, the free throw shooting has been a concern as well. Well, he's shooting 87% from the line. I believe he's made 21 consecutive free throw attempts since missing some free throws against the Clippers about 2 weeks ago. So when you lump in the fact that his shots are falling both from beyond the arc and at the free throw line, that's kind of been what's held him back from being at this kind of elite level.
Frankie Cartoscelli joining us. I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything any of you guys said because I'm all right. So you got Kmart in the playoffs versus San Antonio. God. Sorry.
Why did you bring this up?
You
Frankie?
got Tyreek versus Memphis, and this is no particular order. I'm just saying these are ones that I think are better than the Fox one. Okay, Tyreek, Bogey versus the Lakers at home. I'm going to put that ahead of Fox in Orlando. Disagree?
That's fair.
Okay,
That's fair.
All right. The Mike Bibby, wasn't it the Clippers, Mike Bibby, or was it Memphis, or both? He had the two buzzer beaters in a row.
Both.
Is it fair to lump those? No, you can't lump those in together, I guess, but those are kind of remembered together.
Yeah.
That kind of makes it better, I think.
Okay, so let's lump those. Here's the category I think we're looking at, all right? Bonzi against Minnesota, but that's old school. Nobody remembers that. I think we're looking in modern terms. I would say I do believe Fox better than Barnes against Cleveland during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one that's really tough, Fox in Orlando Saturday buzzer beater versus Buddy Detroit buzzer beater.
I still think Fox is better.
Ooh.
Well,
Go ahead,
freaking
Frankie. Pulled up from the logo.
No. Go ahead, Frankie. What were you going to say?
No, that's a good point. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen. I mean, all those buzzer beaters are unique. I mean, I think the Harrison Barnes buzzer beater from 2020 would have been a little better if there was a full.
Yes.
If Golden 100 fans. There was nobody in the building. That was the weird thing to see. Dead quiet when that happened. But yeah, it was just kind of jarring to see a Kings player full stop pull up from the logo and just drill a 30-footer. I mean, I just haven't seen that yet. So that maybe puts it a step above. I'm not sure. I mean, the other ones you named, the Bonzi buzzer beater, the Buddy, that one, I don't know. Just the fact that he dropped the ball and it just looked like he wasn't going to get a shot made it kind of interesting. But I don't know. I think this is up there. I think the Fox has to be above those.
The Weber, Milwaukee in 2004. I completely forgot about that. Frankie Cartoscelli joining us. Yeah, I think the conversation is going to be Fox versus Buddy. And I think Fox will win mainly because we like him more. Well, it's just a fact.
I can't argue that.
Frankie,
maybe a little bit.
Broken record Dave here, but as great as everything was in Orlando, DeMontis and his horrible free throw shooting, even Kevin Huerter was 0-2. The fact that they kind of collapsed in the fourth quarter, we're going to take away the win, but there's a lot to take away from this thing that's bad. I'm going to keep saying this. This team to me is not sustainable if they don't get help for DeMontis Sabonis down low. This was a lineup of 3 6'10" guys, a 7'2" guy, and a 6'5" guy. Granted, that's an outlier. Do you agree or disagree that the Sabonis defensive inside anchor issue is not going to go away?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty probable that it will not go away. I mean, he's never really been a rim protector. And the Kings obviously didn't make the deal for that aspect. They brought him over to be a guy who can be a threat around the rim and be a distributor. And of course, he's one of the better rebounders in the league. And the Kings were not a great rebounding team last year. They haven't been a great rebounding team for a while. So yeah, it's a concern. And especially when you kind of lump in the fact that you're starting power forward. I mean, you can make an argument it's Keegan Murray or Harrison Barnes, but I think it's Harrison Barnes right now, and he's somebody that needs some help as well. The Kings just need length, period. And again, they played an Orlando Magic team that you don't see that very often. They have 4 guys in their lineup that are basically 7 feet tall. That just doesn't really happen. But I mean, there could be a situation down the stretch of a season where the Kings have to deal with a couple teams that have some serious length and they don't know how to defend them. And if God forbid that was a game that was in March, and the Kings are a game out of a play-in spot, and they struggle with a Orlando Magic team who's supposed to be bad this year, mind you, and the Kings have to lose a game that matters a lot for that very, very reason. And again, I'm not going to say that the game on Saturday doesn't matter because it doesn't matter as much because we're here in November, but these are games that you need to have, and it comes down to the Kings not being able to get consecutive stops on the defensive end. They just couldn't do it. They really couldn't. You let Paolo Banchero and Bol put up career nights. You have no one down low to protect the rim. So I think it's something they're going to have to address. And in my mind, it should be sooner than later. I think you can kind of get an idea here pretty soon over the next couple of weeks of what this team needs to improve on. And the glaring issue right now is rim protection. So the Kings probably should look to address that sooner than later, in my opinion.
Frankie, we got about a minute left. Last thing for you. Are the Kings coming out of Golden State tonight 4-5?
I hope so. I'll say this. I was looking up some splits this morning. I saw some interesting facts here. In a head-to-head matchup, De'Aaron Fox and Steph Curry. Steph Curry is 7-0 against the Kings when De'Aaron Fox is active. That's honestly something I did not know. Or when they're both active, at the same time.
So they're due.
Both active at the same time. They're due. The Fox Kings are due. So we're going to see tonight. But I'm hopeful. I'll say I'm hopeful.
You know what else? America had never beaten the British in a war until the Revolutionary War. And they beat them and they got them to surrender in Yorktown and go back to England. And to this day, that's why there's America. Right?
Well, on that note, I feel great about tonight then.
Kings are not favored by 7.5. The Warriors are. So there's that. Frankie, you're the best. Read Frankie, watch Frankie, and follow Frankie on Twitter as well. Frankie, what's the Twitter handle?
It's F Cartoscelli 3. Tough last name. If you just type in Frankie C on Twitter, it will pop up. I promise. But thank you guys so much.
We're gonna have to work on that. We got to get him an easier one.
We'll get you a new last name.
It have to be like Kings Frankie or Frankles or something. That's easy.
Blame the Italians. For making up complicated last names.
When in doubt, blame the Italians. There you go. Frankie Cartoscelli. Thank you, buddy. That is Frankie. We will take a break when we return. We got a lot to talk. Oh, yeah, 7.5. Golden State's favored by 7.5. Woof. Look at Earl on the in the chat. Give me history lesson. America's never been in a war before they fought British, Dave. In fact, they were well, guess what? My point stands. They had never lost, or excuse me, had never beaten the British until then. And you know what? Nobody's ever beaten interest rates when they're high, except for my guy Shelby. RefinanceWithShelby.com. Right now, the Home Equity Builder Program gives first-time home buyers a head start with immediate equity in their homes. You get a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price of your house. That loan goes away if you live in the house for 5 years. That's it. That's the whole thing, man. That's it. Imagine you buy a house for $450,000. I don't know, more or less. Whatever you can afford. It's none of my business. That means you get a $45,000 loan as part of that down payment, and it goes away. Just be a first-time home buyer. Occupy the property as your primary residence for 5 years. That's it. I mean, there's a couple other, income and stuff like that. But my goodness gracious. Check it out with Shelby at RefinanceWithShelby.com. Let's refinance with Shelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354. When we return, let's get a health update from the Athletics' Matt Barrows on the San Francisco 49ers. At a bye. So much to talk about with him. We'll do that next.
Get your 49ers fix every week with the Return of the Empire podcast, featuring Jay Mars and 49ers insider Emil Fragoso.
Let's go, Niners! Yeah!
At SactownSports.com, your local sports leader.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Ooh, there's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, we want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months. For only $49, take advantage of the 30-point tune-up today. Proudly servicing the community since 1981, American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for only $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Coming up, a big easy battle when Alvin Kamara and the Saints host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, with both coming off big wins last week. Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli will have the call on air or on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone. Don't miss any of the action on Monday Night Football.
Get ready for the game with more details and preview at WestwoodOneSports.com.
Football season is underway, so now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back. If your first bet doesn't win, just sign up with the promo code WIN. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. So sign up today with promo code WIN for your no-sweat first bet. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Arizona 1-800-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Indiana, Kansas 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. Louisiana 1-877-770-STOP. New York 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. Wyoming, West Virginia 1-800-522-4700 or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports headlines. Gotta take.
De'Aaron Fox wished upon a star Saturday in Orlando and found a little bit of luck in the Magic Kingdom.
Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away after the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner. Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available. And Fox in his return to action hits a game-winning buzzer-beating three.
Fox finished the game with 37 points on 58% shooting and went 7-7 from the free throw line. The Kings are back in action tonight in San Francisco when they take on the Warriors. Game night starts at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Sacramento's own Dusty Baker has been a major league manager for 25 seasons, and this past Saturday found something he'd been missing his whole career.
Long run for Tucker over toward the line and foul territory. Makes the catch, and the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions.
It's the Astros' second World Series title in 6 seasons, coming off of their controversial 2017 victory against the Dodgers. Things continue to spiral out for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Trevor takes the knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Despite the loss, wide receiver Devontae Adams had a breakout game, catching 10 receptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
All right, efforting Matt Barrows right now. A lot of effort there, too. We're going to look at the Comstock article from last week on Vivek. Some interesting things in there. Interesting enough to bring it on the show. Jason's gone. He'll be back tomorrow. He was in Chicago over the weekend. Congratulations to his brother. Got married. Want to remind you, too, tonight, all 30 NBA teams in action. And you've got matchups tipping off starting at 4 p.m. our time. That's the Wizards and Hornets. And then every 15 minutes after that, all the way till 7:30, and including the Kings at 7 o'clock. Pre-game at 5:30 right here on Sactown Sports. All the way till 10:30. Every 15 minutes, you're getting a new game. So Rockets Magic will be at 4:15. Thunder Pistons, 4:30. Pelicans Pacers, 4:45. No, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You get the point. Actually, really, I mean, there's I guess Memphis and Boston, that's a good matchup. Cleveland and Clippers, that would be a good matchup. Heat and Blazers, so there's a few. The Sixers, dear Lord. Who could have seen that coming? Who could have possibly seen that James Harden and Daryl Morey's love affair with James Harden was not... Oh,
You're
wait.
blaming this all on James Harden.
No, yes.
Joel Embiid's been hurt.
I get it. Still, that team stinks. 4-6. 4-6. Patrick Mahomes last night completed 43 passes, while Malik Willis completed only 5. That gap of 38 completions is the largest in a game in the Super Bowl era, breaking the previous record of 36 from the 59-0 Patriots. While we're waiting on Matt Barrows, I know we're going to talk Niners. You want to push Matt? Okay, well don't push him. Don't push him hard.
Well, no, I don't want him to fall and hurt himself. But it's already 8:05 almost.
You want to push him to 8:13?
As long as he gets back to me.
Okay. I just real quick note on the Raiders because I can't stop thinking about that. We told you earlier that the Raiders since 1960, since the Raiders were invented, have lost only 8 games when leading by 17 points or more. 8 in 62 years. They've lost 3 of those this year.
Yay, Josh.
The only other 2 coaches we told you earlier that have done this, Anthony Lynn and Dan Reeves. Only other 2 coaches ever that have blown 3 leads of 17-plus points in a season, both were fired. And if you didn't need that enough, let me read you this passage from The Athletic real quick. After an 8-yard completion to Hunter Renfrow on the first play of the late drive for the Raiders. That's 2nd and 2, right? They only had to get 2 yards to get a first down, but they went 2 deep balls straight to Devontae Adams that fell incomplete. Still just needed 2 yards. Josh Jacobs had been averaging 5 yards a carry and has been killing it all year. They didn't run the ball. It was 2nd and 2, and they did not run the ball one time. When asked if they thought about running the ball there, Josh McDaniels said, quote, "Yeah, we did. You can run it there for sure." Like, he's got to go, dude.
You can run it there.
That's
sure.
A quote.
You could also pass it there.
You could kneel.
Yeah.
You could go to McDonald's.
Call timeout.
Golden State went 0-5. 0-5 on this road trip.
Very un-Golden State-ish.
The Hornets and the Magic were both losses, to which the Kings beat both those teams. They lost to the Pistons, the Heat, and the Pelicans as well. Now, the Pelicans and Heat I can buy. You lost to the Hornets, Pistons, and Magic. 3 or 5 road games. This was supposed to be some sort of a get-right road trip. Remember, so they lost that game to the Suns when they got blown out by 29. Clay got ejected. Then they immediately play the Heat at home, and they beat them.
All is right.
Northern California took out the Miami Heat. And then they immediately go and they lose to the Hornets. They lose to the Pistons. And then they lost to the Heat. I asked the question, man, you want to talk about triggering a fan base for no reason? I was like, I even knew that it could be a triggering question, so I was very careful when I asked.
You mean you did it?
No.
Happily.
I would admit that. I really, truly wanted to ask Warrior fans, hey, is there a point this season, if the Warriors continue to be subpar, is there a point when the conversation about the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole thing comes back and it becomes apparent that that locker room is broken?
I'll tell you this, it'll be looked into.
It's the whole question I asked from a Warriors fan's point of view. Is there a point during this season where they go, God, Draymond Green broke this team because they're not figuring it out? And man, the amount of vitriol everything from worried about your own loser team, which I expect, that's fine, to posting me Draymond's stats and then the stats of all the young players on the team and how terrible they are. Which, like, I get, but my God, like, what's different from last year to this year other than everyone's a year older? And is this a mirage? Kings fans have seen this so many times, it's sickening. And we even have a name for it, Jay. It's called the Robitussin game.
Mm-hmm.
The Sacramento Kings forever have been the NBA's Robitussin. The Warriors are sick right now. The Warriors have lost their last 5 games straight. This is their first game back. Now, generally, their first game back from a long road trip is you're going to be a little bit off. You got home, you got wives and kids and responsibilities and blah, blah, blah. It's an old tried and true thing. But they've been home since Friday night. They've had a whole weekend to sit and stew and practice and be embarrassed and angry. So I think there's one of two things going to happen tonight. Either the Warriors are going to come out and just kick the Kings right in the teeth. Or if the Warriors lose tonight at home to Sacramento, no offense to us, I think you're going to start hearing some serious issues coming out of there.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think the Warriors they're going to have the leash to fix it internally just because they're the Warriors and they've been, the marquee franchise in the NBA probably for the last 10 years. But I don't think it'll come out right away if they lose to the Kings. I think this is something, again, that's going to be 25, 30, 35 games in the season. If they're mediocre, we're going to start having those conversations.
Sure.
But from a Kings perspective, you got to hope that's going on. And you got to come into this game with the idea that you're going to win tonight. Not that you're looking to compete with these guys. You're looking to work hard, just looking to do things right. You had a chance to beat them when they were kicking the crap out of you a few games ago.
Yes.
To your point, this team's a little staggered. They lost 5 straight. They haven't played since Friday. To me, this is an optimal time to go in there and beat them because you got 3 games against them early in the season. I've always thought this is an actual advantage because if they're, fighting for a play-in or, God forbid, a playoff spot late in the season, you don't want to have Golden State 3 times because they're much more likely to be right at the end of the season than they are the beginning of the season. Not saying this is a must-win for the Kings, but this is a game you should win. I really think they should win tonight.
Really?
Yeah. You're coming off the high of beating Orlando.
Yeah.
You found a way to win. We talked about this. That's a game the Kings lose every season.
By the way, can we point out, too, this is almost sort of the first game back for the Kings, too, in a weird way.
Yeah. No, they've been on and they're not even, like you said, it's weird because they're not technically back, but they're back. They've been on a 3-game road trip. They won 2 of 3 on their road trip. Should have won 3 of 3.
Yes.
But I think the Kings have all the momentum going into this game. And I think the big reason why that Fox shot was so crucial, we've brought it up again. Those are games. How many times have we seen that happen to the Kings where they're playing a team that they're better than and they're winning and then the other team just sneaks out a win they shouldn't have won?
Yes.
And the fortune's turned. I hope that has a positive effect. It should on their mentality. I think the Kings should win tonight.
Real quick, De'Aaron Fox after the game.
I mean, you ask any basketball player probably at any level, when the ball is going in and you have that and you have a rhythm, the basket starts looking like the ocean. And like I said, I shot that ball and it felt good the entire way. I tried to get as straight in line with the basket as I possibly could. So then there's no variant, no left, right, and you just got to get it there.
That's De'Aaron Fox. Huge shot for him. We'll still effort Matt Barrows, but Matt or no Matt, we're going to get into the Niners next. Let's take a look. The bye week happened. Let's look at who is getting healthy for that game against the Chargers, Sunday Night Football, in just 6 days. We're back after.
Live and past broadcasts of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and Cattles and Rami. Interviews, podcasts, and more. They all live on the Sactown Sports 1140 app. Download the app now in the App Store and Google Play.
There's a place where actions speak louder. Jackpots echo throughout. And the thrill of it all is thunderous. Thunder Valley Casino Resort, where more than 3,000 slots, 100 table games, all new bingo and poker rooms blend with award-winning dining. And AAA Ford Diamond Luxury. Winning big makes a sound all its own. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Live out loud. Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. We make buying a new Honda easy and stress-free. Pre-order online or in person today. We'll be there to help you every step of the way. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Text or call the show at 916-339-1140 on Sactown Sports 1140.
Last week, coming off 2 days with us, so obviously expect that. But yeah, he was clean today, and I credit him just for all the studying and stuff that he does. I mean, that ain't easy. I've been in that situation before, and just the whirlwind that's going on around you to focus in on the game plan like that takes a special individual.
That's Jimmy Garoppolo or Christian McCaffrey. What a way to go into a bye week. You go on the road, you beat the defending champions, a big rival from the Rams, 31-14. Christian McCaffrey gets completely unlocked in every way. Rushing, passing, receiving.
Kyle got a new toy.
Yeah. Also, it was breaking news earlier. I didn't want to overuse the button. Breaking news button. Shanahan got another toy. Did you see this? Yeah. Tajay Sharp, wide receiver. Beside him. Hey,
Shaden's son.
You laugh, but Tajay Sharp had 522 yards and 2 touchdowns in his rookie year with Tennessee.
Okay. What year was that?
2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, they could, come on.
Dude.
No.
You're twittering right now. You're a Twitter person. Oh, this guy, man, if they just develop him correctly and put him in the right system and, the sun and the stars and the moon
if
and
anyone
Milky
can
Way
unlock,
galaxy Alliance.
If anyone can unlock Tajay Sharp, who
it's
had
Kyle Shanahan.
He had 7 catches for 101 yards against the Chargers in a loss back on October 21st, 2018.
Right.
Can he reclaim the Magic? Who, by the way, lost to the
Kings.
Yep. Let's look at the injuries for the Niners.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are. And Elijah Mitchell should be back. Deebo Samuel should be back. And you have guys out there that are either going to be back or question. I mean, Jason Verrett, Kyle Juszczyk.
Jason Verrett, I think, is going to play.
I don't think Juszczyk or Greenlaw will. Eric Armstead, that's a question. Although, isn't it? Come on. It's time to come back.
Hey, why don't you just text him real quick? Like, hey, dude, seriously? Going into week 10, what are you doing?
I honestly should. I should text Eric. Yeah, dude, are you going to play? Can you just tell us, Eric, who was on the show every week last year?
But can you imagine that team with him healthy on the interior of that defensive line? That defensive line's already been really good without him.
I'm going to take some can we also allow for him to get, he's going to have to get out
for sure.
He's going to have to get acclimated.
I mean, honest to God, the best thing for the Niners is Armstead is by week 14, 15. You got the playoffs. You're looking at them and he's ready to go. He's fully healthy. He's fully integrated back into the game. I think that's best case scenario.
Here's a question for you, dude. At what point how much longer until we say the Seattle Seahawks are real?
Ooh.
Is it when they play the Buccaneers this weekend? Because they went into Arizona and beat the Cardinals 31-21. They've got wins over the Giants, the Chargers.
Yeah, they've beaten some legitimate teams. I don't think the Cardinals are a legitimate team.
I
How
agree.
the hell Cliff Kingsbury still has a job is beyond me.
I'm with you. They have won 4 in a row, but 2 of those were against the Cardinals.
I think it's safe to say the Seahawks are for real, not in the we are Super Bowl contenders for real, but hey, this team can definitely be a playoff team in the 5, 6, or 7 seed.
We're about to find out. Buccaneers, Raiders, which who knows what the Raiders will be. Honestly, I'd like to.
Okay, Pete Carroll, advice.
Yeah.
Get down 17-0 in the first quarter.
Yes.
It'll work out great when you play the Raiders.
Rams, Panthers, Niners, Chiefs, Jets, Rams.
That's a rough end of the schedule.
We're going to find out if they're real. But you know what, dude? Either way, what a season for them.
Yeah.
And this is now emerged, at least as of right now, as the Niners' biggest competition in the NFC West. I mean, maybe not. The Rams are a game behind the Niners right now with the bye.
I feel like having watched both the Rams and the Seahawks right now on Monday, November 7th, the Seahawks do look like a better team. I mean, the Rams just don't. There's so many issues, and sometimes I wonder about the internal stuff with the Rams too, specifically, like the Cam Akers situation is so weird. Like they sent him home.
Yeah, that's weird.
We were going to trade him. And then instead of just waiving him after the deadline, because they couldn't find a suitor or at least a deal that they liked, they bring him back. He's telling the media, I never wanted to go home. This wasn't my decision. I don't know. Things are just weird with the Rams this year.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's a Super Bowl hangover.
Probably.
They lost some big play. I mean, Robert Woods was really the glue of that offense. He moved to Tennessee. Odell Beckham Jr. was, I thought, fantastic for them down the stretch. He's gone. Allen Robinson is showing that his year in Chicago last year was more or less, he's just taking a big step back versus the Bears offense was just trash last year. He hasn't done anything.
The 6 danger signals in the disease of me, which can affect championship teams and break them apart. Resentment in the competence of another. Personal effort mustered solely to outshine one's teammate. Feelings of frustration even when the team performs successfully. A leadership vacuum resulting from formations of cliques and rivalries. Paranoia over being cheated out of one's rightful share. And chronic feelings of underappreciation. These are 6 danger signals of the disease is me, a disease that, in this man's opinion, affects many, many a championship team. And that man is Pat Riley, who
knows a few things about winning.
Knows a couple things about winning. And you're talking about the Rams. My point is this. They might be getting hit with the disease is me.
Yeah.
The disease of me, I should
say. I wonder how Aaron Donald, basically teasing retirement. Is he really, Aaron Donald's still Aaron Donald, sure. But is he as engaged as he once was, post Super Bowl? Again, there's just a lot of question marks there. And looking at the division, the 49ers don't have those question marks. No. You can say what you want. This team has a lot of star potential, but you never get the feeling that there is the disease of me going on in that locker room at any time.
If I would have told you at the beginning of the year that in this week, there would only be 3 teams in the NFL with winning streaks of 4 or more. And those teams would be Seattle with 4, the Vikings with 6, and the Eagles, who have not lost yet.
I, sir, would call you a liar.
Yeah. And here we go. The Jets beat the Bills. The Vikings have won 6 in a row. The Packers have lost 5 in a row.
Jeez. How bad was that game on Sunday, by the way, the Lions game? Wouldn't exactly call it a shootout.
The Packers, by the way, deserved to lose that game.
Yeah, they stunk.
And for no other reason. It wasn't just Aaron Rodgers throwing picks off dudes' helmets in the red zone. I don't know if you saw the play. God, who was it? Was it Lazard? Who was it? It was a clear touchdown. And they didn't review it. The Packers didn't challenge it. And so it was 1st and goal on like the inch line. And I think on 3rd down, they threw a pick. Either 3rd or 4th down, they threw a pick. It was 4th down. Like, dude, that is a massive coaching error. The Packers are just an absolute mess right now. And you know what Seattle's doing? Seattle is showing that as much as I can't stand them, their fans, their team, their coach, Pete Carroll had a double whammy because I hate USC too. What a wonderful coach Pete Carroll is.
He's a great coach.
What a wonderful coach Pete Carroll.
You can dislike him and the Seahawks all you want. You cannot discredit him as a coach and the environment that they have cultivated.
Give
there
him
you can't.
Apologies to a lot of other guys, including what's his face in New York with the Giants, and also Robert Saleh with the Jets. There's a lot of nominees.
Brian Dable was the name you were looking for.
Thank you, Brian.
He's
Dable.
been really good too.
But let me ask you this: I know we got to go to break. The season ends right now. Brian Dable or Pete Carroll, Coach of the Year?
Ooh, if it ends right now, that's tough.
I'm leaning towards Carroll, but I wouldn't get mad.
I'm going to go Dable just because the Giants are the Giants and nobody expected, literally anything, whereas the Seahawks at least had some playmakers still on that team.
It's also better radio when we disagree.
Yeah, true.
Comstock Magazine did a profile on Kings owner Vivek Ranadive yesterday, and he had a couple of things that are very interesting in there. His involvement as opposed to years past. His thoughts on MLS and WNBA in Sacramento. And one ex-co-owner had some not so flattering things to say about the Kings owner. It's an interesting insight from an interesting source, by the way. Good for Comstock. And we're going to highlight it for you next.
You want the inside scoop on the Sacramento Kings? Cattles and Rami are giving it to you. Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. for an exclusive interview with a member of the Kings coaching staff.
When you're talking about Foxy, we're going to utilize his speed. We're going to make sure the floor is spaced so he can get to the paint.
Keegan has a potential, and we have no doubt in our minds that he'll be a huge part of our winning in the future.
From your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
My daughter is in middle school, which means my car has to put up with, girls opening the door when their nail polish isn't quite dry, or soccer kids kicking the door shut with muddy cleats, or when their school crush shakes up a soda and opens it right in front of my bumper. So you can expect my car to look a mess, but I defy expectations. Thanks to Quick Whack, I don't have to look like middle schoolers are running this show, even though they kind of are. Head to Quick Whack for a shine that lets you defy expectations.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
1 day per week watering began November 1st. Reducing your outdoor watering or turning off your sprinklers for the season will save water during the drought. Learn more at cityofsacramento.org/drought.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Day with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is open with a refurbished lobby and now serving adult beverages. Opening Thursday, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, the IMAX experience. The anticipated sequel is here. See Black Panther 2 on the largest screen in Sacramento at the Esquire IMAX Theater with select showings in IMAX 3D.
They don't call him General or King. They called him Kukulkan, the Feather Serpent God.
Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, the IMAX experience opens Thursday. Get tickets and reserved seating for opening weekend at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
ATM Mortgage.
Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell. Are you tired of ever increasing rent payments? Now's the time to look at building your financial foundation, buying your own home, and ATM Mortgage can help. You can reach us today, 916-338-9400. That's 338-9400, or online at atmmortgage.net.
ATM Mortgage.
License under California CFL and MLS 223-4889.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
I'm in the great outdoors doing a little Dodge watching with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge. Would you look at that? You know, those are some pretty high-powered binoculars you got there, Vince.
Yeah, I use them to spot all the Lasher license plates out there.
Well, there's bound to be a lot because, I mean, you are the big guy after all, and the big guy's known for making great deals on new Ram 1500 Bighorns and Longhorns, Tradesmen and Laramies, crew cabs and quad cabs, 4x4s and 4x2s.
I know. Hold on. I see another one.
Another what? Looked like it might have been a new Dodge Challenger.
I think so.
Or a new Dodge Charger. Elk Grove Dodge sells a ton of those, you know. And new Durangos, Chrysler Pacificas, Jeep Cherokees, and the new Grand Cherokee, Jeep Compass, Gladiators, and Wranglers, and the all-new Wagoneer. I've heard Elk Grove Dodge has great deals on those, too.
Oh, he's taken off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You lose him?
Oh, no. Just another happy customer migrating back to Elk Grove Dodge.
No surprise there, because for over 40 years, the name Lasher means a great deal.
Only at Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge and the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Sactown Sports headlines. Got a take?
De'Aaron Fox wished upon a star Saturday in Orlando and found a little bit of luck in the Magic Kingdom.
Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away after the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner. Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available. And Fox in his return to action hits a game-winning buzzer-beating three.
Fox finished the game with 37 points on 58% shooting and went 7-7 from the free throw line. The Kings are back in action tonight in San Francisco when they take on the Warriors. Game night starts at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Sacramento's own Dusty Baker has been a major league manager for 25 seasons, and this past Saturday found something he'd been missing his whole career.
Long run for Tucker, over toward the line, and foul territory. Makes the catch, and the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions.
It's the Astros' second World Series title in 6 seasons, coming off of their controversial 2017 victory against the Dodgers. Things continue to spiral out for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Trevor takes an knee, and that'll do it. Jags win it after being down 17-0 early in the ball game. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20.
Despite the loss, wide receiver Devontae Adams had a breakout game, catching 10 receptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Got a take? Make sure it's a hot one.
Take a shot right now.
Call or text at 916-339-1140. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports, 1140.
Jason in Chicago. He'll be back tomorrow. I want to get into this quickly because there's a lot to cover here. Congratulations to Comstock Magazine. Really good, informative article on Kings owner Vivek Ranadive, who started out and was doing all the media.
On newsstands everywhere, by the way.
And
get you a copy.
Not really a ton of media. In fact, we had him on, I want to say, start of last year. I haven't heard much of him since. Was it the year before?
I want to say it might have been 2 years ago now.
Yeah. Let's run through some of the stuff that might interest you before we get into the meat and potatoes. He was asked about Sacramento's MLS effort. His quote was, "Yeah, I didn't want to step on any toes, so I haven't really done anything, but my dream would be to really double down on Sacramento and have multiple other sports teams over here." The article says this could also include Sacramento's WNBA or former WNBA franchise, the Monarchs. Quote, "They're both early stage, but we're thinking hard about how to expand the platform." I don't really know what that means. And they talk about how he made, he was mulling offers with Chelsea. And I think there was one, was it Real Madrid or something like that? I don't know. I don't buy any of that because I don't think that the money is there to do it. That's me. Where it really gets interesting, Jay, is when we talk about running the Kings. And when asked about his involvement these days with the Kings, it was actually asked, it was kind of a softball up there, have you been more laid back with the Kings and Monty McNair? And Vivek actually said he's been more involved over the past few months than at any point of his ownership. Monty, this is his quote, looks at who else might be available. He looks at the roster spots we have, how the fit is with the team, and he talks to me all the time. He downplays any impact the criticisms may have on him. Quote, it's fine. I'm a big boy. We're not winning, and I own it, so it's my fault. I accept that. And I respect that. That's something we've talked about on the show. It's always this, there's this worry of criticizing ownership. Again, if you're not personal, he's a big boy, and he's making a lot of money off of this team. It's okay to criticize the guy. What I thought was incredibly interesting, because you see, over the last few years, and this stuff is kind of nerdy, I think, to a lot of fans, but I constantly am preaching, if you ignore this, you're not looking at the whole disease. You're treating the surface, and you're not looking at the core here. So I keep pushing it, and I implore you all to listen. The amount of local owners that have exited, local-ish owners, original owners of this ownership group, I should say, that have exited over the last few years, either in part or completely, is crazy. Everyone from Brad Jenkins to Mark Friedman, Mark Mastrov, Andy Miller, Kevin Nagel sold a bunch of his shares. I know he still has some.
And to put that in perspective, those were like big names, especially some of those guys have deep local ties. Friedman and Nagel.
They were all individually announced by KJ. Different. They all had their own press conferences.
That's kind of the point I want to drive home. Those guys have said, yeah, we're good on an NBA franchise that's in their city.
There's a lot of, and there's always been a lot of friction between the minority ownership group and Vivek. You kind of have these tiers. You have like Vivek is at the top, the unquestioned, he's the guy.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have like Chris, in no particular order, like Chris Kelly, the Batal family, the Jacobs family. You know, they're all kind of in there. Probably, I would actually say Batal and the Jacobs is okay. So that's second on the pyramid. Then Chris Kelly and all that. And then the local folks who's left. You know, whether it's a Nagel or a Dale Carlson or a Phil Oates or whatever, they have their own committee called the Playing to Win Committee, you know, from the whole fight. Sure. They have like a seat on the board. That's how the function works. And Mark Mastrov, remember, was the original lead investor along with Ron Burkle. And Mark ended up taking a back seat to Vivek. This is the guy that founded 24-Hour Fitness, Mark Mastrov. And this passage of the article, Jay, I found fascinating. I'll read it. All the same, how much blame Vivek deserves for the team's on-court struggles is an open discussion, even amongst past team insiders. Mastrov says he sold his shares after disagreeing with the direction the franchise was going. He could see the Kings getting competitive if other minority owners on the team, such as the Jacobs or the Batal families, became more involved. Mastrov sounds skeptical, though, so long as Vivek Ranadive is in control. Quote, that one guy is just one voice in the room, and he's not listening to others that have opinions. He criticized Ranadive's tendency to want to be involved in every decision. I've said it before. I will continue to say it. I will say it again and again and again. If the only way the Kings are going to get better is either if Vivek completely changes the way he owns the team on the basketball side. And let me, Jay, I when we get into these waters, you got to do this. So let me be clear again, because ears are listening. Non-basketball, A+.
Fantastic.
A+. We are only talking basketball here. Either Vivek's going to have to change the way he does things, or he has to sell the team. The only other way it happens is the Kings just back into it, kind of like the Suns did.
It's an accident.
Back into it despite ownership. I have no doubt, I'll say it again, Vivek wants to win. He's obsessed with winning. He wants to.
It's very clear.
Right now, all they want to do is make the play-in. That's like the play-in.
This isn't Donald Sterling we're talking about, who is an absentee owner that showed up to every game, didn't give a damn if the team won. He just wanted to make a profit.
Right.
This is not that.
No, it's not. I have no doubt. No doubt. But all you have to do is look at the track record.
Mm-hmm.
And any other person in any other capacity on that team would have been fired by now. Or has been fired. And you're still hearing things like he himself saying he's more involved than he's ever been at this point right now.
And we know he's been pretty involved in the past.
Yes. And now you have co-owners going on record. I mean, we've known this for a long time privately, going on record. He's a committee of one. He listens to nobody.
It's not good, especially when basketball is not your forte. Let's call it what it is. I mean, that's not a shot. Vivek did not make billions of dollars on his basketball mind.
No. And in the chat, you've got the Jeff Petrie comment.
Yeah.
Where you called him a smug, dismissive chap, I think. Now, listen, this is not a kill Vivek segment. What this is just a shout out, a warning, again, sounding the alarms. We can do all the micro you want. You want to get into the day-to-day and the game winners against Orlando and, hey, that's neat and all that and exciting and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't be a Debbie Downer. No, that's fine. You can do that. And if this type of talk turns you off, I'm sorry. Because for me, the team is a public trust. And the most memorable 4 words Vivek has ever said, ever, this is your team.
And more importantly on it, it's, again, when you're a fan of a sports team, doesn't matter what they are, it's a marathon. It is not a sprint.
Yes, correct.
Sometimes you sprint. But for the most part, it is a marathon. And right now, that marathon has had the Kings essentially in last the entire time by a lot. This is year number 10 under Vivek, which seems crazy to think about. Does that seem nuts? This is his 10th season owning the team.
Yes.
After like 4 or 5 straight years of not making the playoffs, usually people adjust their thinking. You know, Mark Cuban is famous for that.
Correct.
He
Mark Cuban
went
came
through
in and was terrible.
If it's 10 years in and you're not changing your thinking, that's scary.
Ain't gonna change, dude. And all the warning signs we've been talking about, they're all there. We're not talking about an evil person. We're not talking about a bad person. We're talking about a person who loves the city and wants to see the team win and is spending the money and shows up to every game. I can spend a whole segment laying out compliments. Team isn't winning, is more involved than ever, listens to nobody.
We got breaking news after the break.
But
it's a huge NFL news.
We have breaking NFL news.
No hyperbole. This is
no
big
hyperbole.
News.
Let's take a break. We can come back next.
From the draft to free agency to the summer league to the games that matter the most.
It's good, and it's pandemonium at Golden One Center.
When it comes to the Kings, nobody has you covered like Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. The primetime football giveaway, it's back. They're giving away a total of $500 for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento with plenty of well-lit parking and some of the best food in a friendly environment. For more information on tournaments and gaming, please log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. As always, 1-800-GAMBLER. Carmichael Dave for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at refinancewithshelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about 80 grand. You get 45 grand down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years, boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to refinancewithshelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. Refinancewithshelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
The Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is here. Get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes. That's a better breakfast for just $3 in 3 easy steps. 1, wake up. 2, get out of bed. And 3, head to Wendy's for your $3 breakfast deal. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. Select a request $3 breakfast deal in order to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combos orders. Price and participation may vary in Alaska and Hawaii.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Sore feet, aching back, even plantar fasciitis? Come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Not who's hot, but what's hot.
Tell me. I want to know what's hot.
These 3 NBA teams have the best record in the league. The Bucks are first. The Cavs are second. The Suns are third. But wait, there's more. These 3 teams have the best defense in the NBA in the same order. The Bucks, Cavs, and the Suns.
What do you know?
Defense. It's hot.
Defense. It's what's for dinner.
Defense. Get you some today.
Shocking.
Who's not? We said we had breaking news.
The entire trajectory of the Kings for the last 16 years.
Close.
Okay.
Frank Reich is out as head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. This broke by Adam Schefter about 10 minutes ago. You know, we spent a lot of this morning talking about Josh McDaniel, the failed offensive coordinator transition into head coaching.
Yeah.
Frank Reich getting kind of the same fate.
Yeah. He had to go.
Yeah, I thought the Matt Ryan thing was weird. Not that Ryan was terrible.
Yeah.
But like that was going to be the fix, was taking out Matt Ryan.
Well, what I don't understand too is why is their GM still there?
Yeah.
Like he's the one that I'm not saying Frank Reich shouldn't go, but so should the general manager.
I agree. And that will probably be something they address in the offseason.
Unless they have him hire the new coach, which would be silly. Again, you're the guy that made the roster. Oh, by the way, feel free to, fire Josh McDaniels while you're at it.
Yeah. Remember when Frank Reich was going to, get his guy Carson from Philadelphia, who he had so much success with legitimately, and was going to turn him around in Indy?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work. And Matt Ryan, does he have anything left of the tank? Frank Reich can get out of him. Great offensive coordinator.
Didn't work.
Nah.
News and notes right now.
Stand by on this frequency.
It's time for the news of the day.
Thank you for ruining the show and dropping a steamer on my journalistic integrity.
Today's important headlines, intelligent analysis, hard-hitting interviews.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Oh my God, I love those guys.
Somebody in the chat line says Ben Simmons for Harrison Barnes and Rashawn Holmes. Who says no? Well, first up, Brooklyn.
I felt like that came in last week, too.
It does. And it's just the Earl's like, I'd rather have Barnes than Simmons. Really? No offense, Harris. Really, though?
No, it was Earl Earling again. He does it at least 3 times a week where he Earls.
All right, we got.
Do not Earl without adult supervision.
Yes. Voting is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not getting political. Listen, no matter whom you vote for, what party, what just want to remind everybody. If you haven't already, please do go out to vote. If not, then shut up about complaining. Vote. Just vote.
Oh, they'll complain regardless.
Yeah, I know. But, you know,
The royal.
This is the one time where you can actually try to do something about it. Anyways.
I like how you put try, because I agree. You can try.
Here's my public service announcement. If you don't know where you can vote, there's a very simple way to do it. Go to sos.ca.gov. That's SOS, like SOS.ca, like California.gov is in government. SOS.ca.gov. Just put in your address. They'll tell you where. Right?
Listen, I'll be out to vote tomorrow. If you see me, I will be signing autographs, giving hugs. No kisses for the babies, though.
My voting place is Center High School.
Really?
Yeah, just moved to that place a couple years ago. It was pretty easy.
I'll be at a Point Guard High School for mine.
And you know, I had the option of vote. You have the option of voting early. Okay, I know. Okay.
Thank you. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. I like to vote in person if I can. I just like it. I like poking the little, and then putting the thing, and then I like the sticker. You know.
If you drop it off by mail, they usually give you a sticker.
Yeah. Little brother says no point in voting in California. You can make that argument if you want for the general election, presidential. That is not the case here. And there are many, many down ballot things that are very important. Every vote counts, at least in the midterms. Elon Musk is trying to fight spam on the platform. MC's hero, Elon Musk, I'm sure.
Now fight spam. Just fry it up.
It's fried up, put in a sandwich. $8 a month for Twitter Blue verification. The good news is that they are pausing the rollout until after these midterms, so we don't get a lot of election experts that paid $8 to get a check.
Oh, so we'll wait for the presidential election to. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Sounds like a great plan.
He also said anyone who is impersonating anyone without having a clear parody under it is going to be suspended forever. So Kathy Griffin immediately started impersonating Elon Musk, and he suspended her. But it was funny because he had tweeted a week ago that comedy is back on Twitter.
Wait, he suspended her?
Oh, her account suspended permanently.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I think it was
shout out freedom of speech guy Elon Musk.
It was like her and Valerie Bertinelli.
Valerie Bertinelli, who has an excellent cooking show.
I know it's in vogue right now. There's one side that loves Elon and one side. I get it. I got to tell you, as one of the most active Twitter users I know, 2015 Sacramento Tweeter of the Year, by the way, according to the Sacramento News.
Did you ever get your plaque?
I did actually get the plaque. I should bring it in. So here's my thing. I'm back and forth on this. I'm gonna wait. I want to freak out on Elon Musk about this whole Twitter verification thing. Here's the deal. If it's $8 a month to be verified, and they do the same verification procedures they did for me and everybody else before. You got to send in, ID so they know who you are. And there's a face and a name behind every account. Okay, maybe I'd gladly change every time somebody tweets racial slurs or threats or whatever. Oh, well, you're either not verified, so we don't care, or we know where to find you. And you can now say, if you're not verified, we don't care on that platform, because now everybody has access to verification, whereas you didn't before. It's a hierarchy.
It's going to be a mess. We know it's going to be a mess.
It's absolutely going to be a mess. And I'm just waiting. They were talking about there's another social media site people are pushing now. Do you know what it's called? I'm not joking. Mastodon. As in Kevin Mastodon, as in Kyle Madsen, former employee here. It's called Mastodon. I'm not there. I'm not going to leave yet. I'm not one of those guys. We're going to see. But I'm not paying $8 for a check. Not unless they do all the rest of the verification crap.
That is Carmichael Dave on Twitter.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to his Dave Talk.
That's at Carmichael Dave. Follow, subscribe.
All right, come on. Give me some fun stuff.
Powerball, $1.9 billion. It's going to be higher than that. This thing's going to bust $2 billion.
And we're going to win.
Largest lotto prize ever offered. There were no winning tickets sold for Saturday's drawing, $1.6 billion. The last Powerball jackpot was won August 3rd in Pennsylvania.
What's the tax bracket for that?
It's probably pretty high. The jackpot value, remember, is the amount a winner would get if they took 30 annual installments. No, thank you. The winner can also choose the cash option and get a single lump sum of a lesser value. For the $1.9 billion, you can either get 30 equal payments of about $63 million a year, or receive a lump sum cash value of about $929 million. You know, I would have to think a little about that.
Oh, what?
Because here's why: $63 million a year guaranteed. First off, that's a lot of money.
It's a good Bobby Bonilla check.
Let me put it this way: $63 million a year, Jay. It's not like there's any part of me that's like, oh man, I wanted to do that, but I only did $63 million, not the 900. Come on, I'm going to be able to buy the house I want, the cars I want, the plane I want.
You'll be able to do that with the lump sum too.
Right, but what I'm saying is this: if I take 30 straight years, odds are I'm either not going to be around or I'm going to have one brain cell going when that thing's up. That guarantees, even if I'm the dumbest idiot in the world, make the stupidest whatever, and I am the dumbest idiot in the world, that thing's still going to be around for 30 years, $63 million a year. And when I die, my kids, they get that.
You know you're not going to spend all the 900, and they'll probably get around the same amount of money.
You say that.
I know.
What happens if you know I'm an idiot? I do. I could be like, well, there could be a new crypto.
But even you are idiot-proof from that.
Just saying.
All you would be doing with that money is making Jeff Bezos richer.
That is true.
He'd be on Amazon with his millions, finding new kitchen gadgets on an hourly basis. Probably every minute.
The match, those golf.
Look, honey, I got a life-size ice cream scooper.
the matches in golf.
The matches?
Yeah, like the match.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, there is now been revealed.
Oh boy.
December 10th. Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy versus Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. Wow, and you're yawning. Wow. Look at that. Okay.
I've never found the match entertaining at all.
Wow. Okay, fine. Nike
It's like a PG version of if those guys were all on a course together with no cameras. That's all it is. It's boring.
Well, I disagree, and I'm looking forward to it, and you're a terrible person.
Okay, I'll roll with that.
Today is Monday, November 7th. It's International Merlot Day. That's the red one, right?
Yep. Not for me.
I just made my dad do a face palm when I said, that's the red one.
Merlot was in vogue in the 1980s. It's still around, but it's not really a super popular varietal.
Today is National Canine Lymphoma Awareness Day. Hey, be aware.
I am now. Thank you.
Today is also National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day.
Okay.
What is wrong? Our thanks to Frankie Cartoscelli, Jay Mars.
Hopefully I hear from Matt Barrows today.
Yeah, hopefully Matt Barrows. If everybody knows who Matt Barrows is, tell him to call us. See you tomorrow. Jim Rome is next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go Kings. Bye-bye now.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to